Hey, Internet, it is time to do more story. Actually, I want to double check before then be a liar on stream, but yeah. From what I checked, I really wanted to do this first. I guess we do this after chapter 11. I assume, yeah, because they don't give like any extra currency during the new story chapter release, we'll do chapter 11 then. We're gonna do playthrough chapter 11, then do the event. We're doing this because, hey, I'm not gonna play chapter 16. I feel like even playing it might be a lot of spoilers. We should go on the hard mode version. But at least I want to clear the shop, so it's maybe wise to somewhat maximize my stamina usage. So here we are playing chapter 11, and then I guess we can go back to side story town that are relevant to this. What is up with the symbol? Book of the Tower Knights. Oh, that's basically just like the last time that you get cool rewards for doing stuffs. Yeah, okay, I see in the higher stages you do get more extra cubes, and it was probably the same way in chapter 10, but I did not do the hell stages yet. Let's start with watching the prelude. This was catch me in a video when I wanted to just prepare for the stream, so here we are. This is Steam Knight, right? It does look like Steam Knight Man or something. We have our own song, let's go! What is this, Warframe? It is time for the Industrial Revolution to carry us. What are we doing with this model? Are we building bombs? We need bombs. Or a tank. A tank feels good. We could go for one of those. Okay, when do we get a tank operator? Whoop. I still beyond the notice of pure and simple children. The seeds have been irrevocably... I cannot speak. Planted for so many things. Sarkis royal court castles have increased attack. That doesn't seem to matter to me. I will run to a lot of stamina too, is what I realized. If I do stream on Thursday, I should make sure not to spend all my stamina at noon, basically. Because, fun fact of how Lyra's life works, I'm logging in at like 12 and do my gacha dailies in Arkanites quickly. And then I log off normally. Team does look very nice though, I must say. 26 years ago. 1072. It's overcast as always. We are in Cape Breton once more. Residents of the Duke of Cumberland, Achteric district of Londinium. It's time for court intrigue. I guess it's probably backstory how the Aslan kin was slain? Or something? Overthrown? Majesty, I've just received word. Those two pitiful members have died in their cells. An end they deserve. It's time Parliament understood they deserve Victoria, not the businessmen stuffing their pockets with coin. I understand your eagerness. Still, some are worried. Your pressure on the court has terrified a great deal of members who had been observing the situation. You may act with impropriety in days to come. You should be fearful. They better know their places. This unbroken succession of wars whiles away the riches of our forebears accumulated over the ages. Yet certain greedy condorings have been reared, fattened by them. I'm not looking for you to back down, but if you could just go a little slower. A little slower? As if the condorings know when to stop. Why don't you look for them to feed a little slower? If we don't put our new tax policies in place, then once the enemy sees fit to pounce on Victoria and tear her flesh apart, even the mercenaries will leave us without a second thought. But that's how mercenaries work. If they consider themselves soldiers clear of mind and honorable of heart, they will stand by your side. Oh, that is not how armies work. That, I guess, maybe when you are defending your home country, but mercenaries never. And like, you know, people risk their lives. They want to be compensated in gold for that. I'm afraid the Red Dragon thought as much too, before he was forced to show half his crown. You all saw the end that befell him. I promise you, no matter the hour, you will have the Cumberland's loyalty. Of course. Cumberland, the ever on high. How could I doubt where you stand? But you see, Robert, Victoria is in her hour of need, this very moment. The right of kings is waiting up in the swath of soil. Why does your Majesty think so? It's your birthday, the day after. Everyone is hoping to catch a glimpse of your visage. Servicemen are impatient to pay their respects to you. The populace's cheers are sure to drown out the parade in turn. This year, perhaps. But what of next year? And when it comes time for my Alexandrina to succeed at the throne? Well, but we will make our exit sooner or later. That does sound like a smart king to me. Your Majesty, you... Your Majesty, your Grace, pardon me for bothering you without permission. But I've just had a report. There's been an intrusion in the palace underground. The size of kings is unaccounted for. No, not the size. What? And so is Her Highness Alexandrina. The guards have sealed off all the areas of connection, and the search is underway, but no leads have surfaced for the time being. Her Highness Alexandrina and the Victorian Realm Plate have gone missing at once. And this sensitive a situation? No coincidence. The Realm Plate. That sounds like a cool plate. No, noble would be displeased, but... Your Majesty, I assure you, I will personally handle this affair straight away. Don't be flustered, my old friend. Alexandrina's long time mender accomplice, sir. I trust no one will pose a threat to her safety. Mentor, as in... It hasn't been very well. I can't recall if he's ever even shown me the same level of concern. As for the size of kings, no matter where it is, it will play its role. You mean the role of a Vanguard? Is that just a thing that I've never really heard before? Did the English just have a cool, I guess it must be cool play that everybody had, right? With the books. What does that go like ramping meaning? I cannot type, but it's fine, probably. Or not. Guess, okay, it's not a thing per se, I guess. Fair enough. And we all look forward to the coming of this day. Or, I mean, who doesn't look forward to coming? But why do I feel like the dots were twisted at me? That was a great joke, okay? I understand. Oh, but for your daughter and for mine. Yes, Your Majesty. And for Victoria? Maid Ailshi. Hold on, miss. Don't run so fast. I have to, Ailshi. I need to see my father. I know he's home today. If I'm not quick enough, he'll be off God knows where again. The Duke's been up to his ears in business recently. But if he knows you want to meet him, I'm sure he'd be willing to spend the time with you. I don't want him to spend time with me. And what are you in such a hurry to see him for? I need to tell him, loud and clear. I don't want to go to Country York. Don't you like the Country? The manor out there's a lot more land than it is here. You used to love playing in the meadow, and you always had the farmers' kids there play cricket with you. I love it there. But it's hardly even summer yet. This time of year, we usually stay in Londinium. Plus, isn't it strange to you how it's just me and Mom going this time? It's to keep you safe, my little girl. Calm down for now. Hear from the Manchester's butler how a lot of the noble house's masters and mistresses are summering in the country early this year. It might just be one of those new trends in society, you know. Exactly, it's just extended summer break while the nukes are falling on our country. Don't give me that. Ailshi, that's hiding from me. He wants me out of here. Why? Because I keep asking him to teach me swordsmanship? Or because I can never get any Gaulish into my head? Is that why he has a temper at me? Yeah, he hates you, child. He hates you so much. Miss Allerdale. Maybe it's not my place to say this, but... Right. My manners tutor isn't here right now. Let's go, we can say the F word. And I don't want to give two tosses what you should be saying or not. I can only offer my own opinion. Miss Grace loves you very much. No matter what his decision is. It's going to be for the good of you and the madam. If he wants good for me, that's more reason you shouldn't be sending me off. I miss him. Aw, I miss him a lot, you know? Ah, come on. You, what's the blushing for? Because that's the kind of thing only little kids say. Okay, I mean, looking at you, I feel little kid is appropriate. I don't want Dad to think I'm attached to him. I need to be stronger, and I can become a steam knight sooner. Just like my great-great-great-grandmother. Okay, you know what, I support her. Being a steam knight does sound baller. But, you know, you are a child still. You should try telling him everything you've been feeling. He's a gentle, generous duke, and a kind and caring father. I'm sure he'll understand you. So you'll let me see him? I always support you in your decisions, but you'd best be a little slower, so you don't trip on the plans, or else Mr. Jim the gardener will skip dinner again out of shame for getting you hurt. Oh, not the poor gardener, Jim. They're gonna cut off his fingers. Tell Jim it's his fault if his plans hurts me. Yeah, how dare they to go here? Really, what do we do with you? And make sure you mind your skirt, Miss Allerdale. You've got an audience of His Majesty at the dinner tonight. Have you seen Charles Lynch anywhere? The newly appointed Steam Knight? Was it? Incredible achievement at his age. I'm sure plenty came here just to mob him. Shame he rushed off not long after he arrived. Here every Steam Knight garrisoned in Londinium got orders to move. Hierarchy. You know, that mummy has at least some nice booper. I give you that. How are you doing? Is it Sargon or Lifanian this time? Are we fighting Germany? God save Victoria. No more wars. Every time one happens, the hair's kinda wrecked. Okay, no, now that I look at it here, you are not wrong. That's... I would want to style that. Every time one happens, I have to sell off a few more of my grandfather's paintings, bless the soul. It's an order direct from Parliament this time. Parliament? Oh, of course. The Steam Knights sit under Parliament, don't they? You always get words so quick. The more you're informed, the better you invest. Let's go inside! That trading is not illegal here! We gotta be rich! Especially in these times. This goes far further than how much pound sterling we make or lose. I wonder how these people even manage to get fat. I mean, in that case, I guess I can see it, since, you know, this people just must have, like, put all his money into stocks of whatever weapon manufacturer Victoria has or something like that. But yeah, for the more common person, it does not look that well. We're deciding the nation's future. That's precisely why we need to be in touch with more of the wisest. Major Lynch's. I think the proper title is Sir Charles now. Sir Charles is a diligent and upstanding knight, loyal to our nation, to Victoria. What a pity that he will die. I'm a lurk. That's fair. He's been aboard his high-speed warship defending us at the northern border for close to 10 years now. Counted as meritorious deeds. Selected to be a Steam Knight, even at his young age. There's no telling how far he'll go. Somehow the fan of Ishikando, I must look at the peak time. The ends of Candace are most of the time so good, so I understand. I hear he used to live in Londinium. Think right here in Auchterich? Come to think, I've never heard anything about his family. No matter his family, he is a pillar of Victoria. Those with the honor of joining the Steam Knights are much different stuff than in times past. You know, the type, the court suck-up playing sycophant to the monarch. I love my Yeah, you know, maybe that was nicely formulated. I love my ass kissers though. Do I hear you whipping at someone? No, 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 I would hardly. What I'm saying is, you see how His Majesty is surrounded by such fine company like Sir Charles. But there are people out there who've done nothing but vested their own laurels on their ancestry's honors. They're a pale shadow in. Child is bored. Or not. Oh dear, whose child is this? Time to teach you some manners, Mrs. Castlewood. What are you barging about the dining hall for? You'll be dragged off forthwith if you bother His Majesty or his quiz. The dress, the hair color, Richard cheese. The Cumberlands are not suck-ups. We deserve steam armor. We'll charge enemy lines and give our lives to His Majesty and Victoria. Miss Allerdale. Sir Lord, Lady Martha, dreadfully sorry. The missus is feeling unwell right now. Doesn't mean to be rude to the guests. I should have put her to bed. The blame is mine. What do you mean the blame is yours, Ailshi? No one is allowed to sully the Cumberland's honor. You know what, this child does understand. I become a brilliant steam knight, like my ancestors were. Just wait until I grow up. I prove it to all of you. Miss. Excuse me? Don't run so fast. Sir, madam. I need to fetch Mrs. Allerdale. If you pardon me. Well then, our Miss Allerdale seems to be a fine, outspoken young girl. I thought you wouldn't have the chance to meet Miss Allerdale under the function tonight. How lucky of us, wouldn't you say, Martha? Children can always afford to be innocent and naive. But whoever you may be, won't get away without growing up. Man, the spookiest thing of existence, becoming old. Allerdale pants and gasps as she runs down a long, long passage. She meant to seek her father. She has no idea why she squeezes her way into this tiny room instead. It's far from both the ballroom and the Duke's study. Practically neighboring the attic. It's probably her fit of temper in this moment. She doesn't understand why her dad wants her gone, let alone why those post-trust visitors would say such things about the Cumberlands. Every time life doesn't go her way, like when she loses a cricket match, or when her father, the Duke, misses her birthday party. This is where she comes, so she can have a chat with her old friend. Let's go, time to talk to my imaginary friend. Oh, okay, you know, talking to a steam armor is... I do love this girl. They've all forgotten. You were the mightiest knight the steam knights ever had. My father taught me that true heroes aren't afraid to give their lives, and they're even less afraid of being forgotten. So, I shouldn't have argued with them. I really want to grow up soon, and then become one of the glorious steam knights too, and rout all our enemies. I'll make every single person who ever talked down on the Cumberlands too ashamed to lift their heads. Probably can't be as mighty as you were, but it'll be enough if I can just be half as... no, 2/3 as mighty. Now, this child has aspiration. Oh, but my father said that as a Cumberland must hold the loftiest goals in mind, so... watch over me, can't you? I won't disappoint you. Of course not. Is someone here? Is it Ailshi? She doesn't want to be dragged back to the hall so soon. She stoops down, and with a single step leaps behind the steam armor she knows so well. The dilapidated suit shields her as if she was protecting the young descendant. Her dainty frame is completely concealed. Strangers' footsteps encroach. Most of her view is blocked by the suit, but I can't make out their faces. The most you can glimpse is their distorted reflections. Time's short, and chances are few. We need to confirm a few things. Are you sure this place is safe? It's as secluded as any nook or cranny gets. The rest of the visitors are all in the ballroom still. No one's noticed us leave. Oh, someone has. Not everyone loves to hang around in opulent halls with nothing to do. Adele thinks to herself. I don't understand. Why not choose today? Lion's finally left his den for once, and hardly any of the guard are here. An assassination can't solve anything, and it won't. Don't tell me you're scared of the gallows, Mr. Dutyman. Dutyman is such a great name. Compared to your fear of poverty, I'll say getting hanged's a light affair for me. I'm sick of spending my days with my brain and my wallet in others' hands. Chop chop, please. If the elder dies, there's still the cups. The crowd will remain seated firm on their heads, mussing us like draft animals. If we can kill one king, we can kill a second. Easier said. Listen, we have to be patient. Steamers have all been sent out. By the time they return to Londinium, the dust will have settled. What will they do then? Same as those Paragon few, they'll do nothing for their own gain and everything for Victoria. If it won't be handy to support our actions, they'll understand the decisions from on high. And it leaves the Royal Guard. At the parade. Contain every knight of the tower. The key is using the city defense forces. Some dukes got fed up with it long ago. As their face passes against cold plate, but sweat nevertheless drips down her forehead. You really should not have, like, you know, plan their murder plot in somebody else's house, dinner's party, you know? It grows harder and harder not to move a muscle, not to mention keeping her breathing stifled. The voices of the two figures go gradually out of reach, then suddenly are right before her. For a blink, she quivers, trying as hard as she can not to let her body slip into view, curling even her toes in. Has this lousy thing always been here? First generation Steam Knight armor. First generation. That's over 200 years ago. It's antique by now, isn't it? I'm sure that'd fetch a pretty price. Haven't you seen the family crest? It's House Cumberland's steam armor. My sole owner once stood before the Gaulish artillery in this. Paced for 3 whole hours, just so His Majesty could flee unscathed together with his shattered people. Only during battlefield cleanup did people realize half the suit had been blown away, and the one inside may well have died soon after bombardment began. Aww. But even dead, knights still persevere in protecting their own king and kin, reluctant to fall so soon. You know, from the Wiener Victoria event, the Steam Knight was terrifying. And here you're the one of Gaulish blood. I'm surprised you like reminiscing on these noble heroic deeds more than I do. Fundamentally, I just bear respect for those who we can call heroes. I've been long since your measuring of things don't mix. Even if this Duke's home is raised to ash one day, the Cumberlands would never sell off this armor. Damn noble sense of honor, am I right? Utterly meaningless in my view. Plus you wait till we put on this armor and take over Londinium. He's welcome to watch from his ivory tower all he likes, along with the rest of the dukes. No matter who the city's ruler nominally is, it won't make the Dukes of 40 any worse for wear, at least for the moment. If he took the prudent path, then he wouldn't be Cumberland. Why can't he just let go of his loyalty to the lines? With colossal change about to greet Victoria, he wished he'd recognize where his loyalty should lie. sooner rather than later. What's going on down there? More than you can count have surrounded the Duke's manor. Oh boy. What? Quiet. Listen carefully. Is it the plebs that the plebeians just doing a revolution or something? Who would otherwise intruders? Palace underground. Played. Thieved. Clear of all measures reached in Achterich. No one in or out. Can you hear what they are saying down there? They're searching for someone. Ooh. His Majesty's entire guard has moved out. They could know we are meeting here, could they? What do we do, sir? Faint noise comes from in front of them. Sound like someone gently drawing breath. Aldea's heart pounds. I'm sure this is fine. Keeping up on us. Well, time to beat up some bozos. Well, this should be a beautifully straightforward map. Put you here.
여기 경치 좋다, 그치?
누군가 알아채기 전에 네 시체를 어둠 속에 묻어줄게.
At some point I do feel like I might wanna handicap myself a little bit for going through the story, but on the other hand, you know, it is nice to just get everything quickly done. But it would be nice to probably also still get better at playing the video game. On the other hand, isn't this what gacha games are about? Having a build account so you don't need to be smart. I guess you can do something like this. I did not look what this man does, but that's... Okay, they deal actually decent amount of damage. That is a little bit spooky then. So I can also just put you probably here. Oh, we are done. I don't need to optimize more. Holiday. It's no good habit to eavesdrop. Listen to your father now. Only lowly scoundrels would hide away in the dark to plot the demise of another. Maybe they do it for their own benefit, but such stolen victories never last for long. Lowly scoundrels, both of them. Dad doesn't want to be caught barefaced, especially not by these awful people. It would disappoint her father and bring shame on the Cumberland name. She could just climb out of the window. We need to seize the moment. The soldiers are counting heads right now. We mingle with the crowd in the confusion. That way, nobody will realize we were ever gone. Did you hear something? It must be some little house pest. Don't wanna think it. How's the room so cramped going to hide anyone? She carefully, gingerly cowers inside a shadow. A most loyal ally. A tremendous suit of steam armor becomes her shield. Her fingers feel to the edge of the window, and if she can just climb over and out, she can avoid this duous line of sight and climb down the gutter pipe. Her skirt's filthy by now. She won't be happy about this. But as long as she's not caught... doesn't understand what happened. The sky and ground seem to spin before her eyes. The inside of Allerdale's head whirling with. Hands and legs lose all purchase. Her grasp and footing touch nothing but thin air. She plummets straight from the second story. The garden scenery screams like mad towards her head. Before she hits the stiff soil, a soft yet ample cushion catches her. A cushion from where? No, it's not even a cushion. Oladale feels herself gently placed up in the ground. She turns to look behind. Ooh. Now those are some nice lines. And creatures confined to legends stand before her. Must have leapt out of a fairy tale just a moment ago. Stood there imposingly in the garden. They really do exist. The golden fur gleams scintillant as the sun. The one at their head has pupils of deep brown. They're now calmly staring at Aladale. Who's... Maybe... I'm not sure if these are like very big lines, or I mean, she is also just a child still, right? Oladale, proud by her father, has had several audiences with His Majesty, seen generations of portraits of the Aslan kings hung on the palace walls. But this is the first time she cannot help the urge to bow her head before such a gaze, for the ones before her seem more awe-inspiring than any monarch. The two kings of the animal kingdom. It's basically just Dark Souls. Who needs dogs if you can have cats with sword in mouth? Yet a Cumberland does not bow so lightly. Oladale makes a conscious effort to keep her head held high, as high as it can go, and only then does she notice that the one in the center carries a human astride him. A girl who must be even younger than her, dressed in a sumptuous ceremony, daintily set atop his back akin to plated gold. In his mouth is held a sword that outsizes the girl by far. A deep, resonant voice arises in Aladale's head. Oladale Cumberland. You will meet Veena again. Someday. Aww. It's the first time Aladale meets them, and the last as well. See, so that is cute little Veena Victoria. And, is that your mentor? I want to be mentored by... Oh wait, there's... I wonder if is it also just... Since it's a straight up animal. Honestly, now I think about it, what is also up with Tagodia's cat? But yes, this is an animal. Is it like also... Is this man, lion person, basically like the Emperor? I guess the Emperor would speak normally, not empathically or whatever, but close enough. Until, like the aristocrat of beasts prophesies, she once again meets the one named Veena. Why were they here to just overfarm though? Look, that's Royal Highness Alexandrina. Inform His Majesty immediately. We found Her Highness. She's in the garden right this moment. Wait, not seeing things, am I? Isn't that the missing? Her Highness, she's found the size of kings. God save Victoria. God save the king. Tears instantly erupt throughout the garden. Servicemen, nobles, servants, everyone swarms for the place, eyes on Her Highness bearing the symbol of royal power. What a miracle this! Hot tears fill the people's eyes. One after another they reach their hands out in joy. Miss Aladale, what are you doing here? Aichi. You can see them? Who do you mean? Highness Alexandrina? He's the only one there, you know. Ah. They are magic lines. Let's fucking go. No, them. They're golden. He just said something to me too. Did something happen to you? Your skirt's dirty to high heaven. Are you alright? I'm not sure. Stars fell into the room upstairs. The steam-knight armor. Gave those scoundrels a beating. I understand what you're telling me. Actually, I feel really dizzy. Need some proper rest. Person lost their head seeing all of this. Far too much has happened today. I guess we just don't say that there's an assassination plot on the king. Did you see? Her Royal Highness Alexandrina came back with the missing size of kings. And cheers from the gardens were practically shaking all the windows and walls. Hardly anyone believed their own eyes. Highness Alexandrina in the flesh. And her age, how young is she still? A miracle, everyone's calling it. Yes, a miracle, of course it is. The greatest difference between miracles and coincidence is that miracles never descend for no reason in the time and place they do. Let's go, it's all politics. It'll be His Majesty's birthday soon. How could I not consider this magical affair a splendid portent of things to come? Do give that a rest. Put on this whole auto-styled armor for the merriment of anyone watching? Odd, I'm certainly minding as the opinion some dukes have of His Majesty and our Duke of Cumberland. Leave it there, all worries on the back burner now. The dinner's party's about to begin. You're quite right, let's enjoy everything here to the fullest. God save Victoria. It seems the people's attentions are on Alexandrina's adventure. Your Majesty, you knew beforehand Her Highness would enter the cavern underground? It was a fine opportunity. With me out of the palace, the diligent guards could more easily chatter, or perhaps sleep on the job, and thus let this little intruder of ours slip by. So you planned all this. Exactly. I have no idea why, but sure it's gonna be great for Wiener one day. Off was his fine improvisation. He does like a harmless little practical joke on us humans now and then. If he went along with this, does it imply he too considered this a necessary deed? Continuum will be soon for summer, all for these stuffy days, and torrents of rain from time to time. Plan to send Aladale and the wife out of the city yourself, aren't you? Your Majesty, my intention has always been but one, I simply... Robert, you adore your daughter, as do I. We are to wager everything for Victoria's present, but they are Victoria's future. On the off chance we do fail, they will clearly fix everything. Looks at present day. We will not, Your Majesty. I will ensure the worst case does not happen. If it takes my very life. I'm filled with great courage and confidence at our prospects. Still, it doesn't hinder me from planning just the most minute escape option for Alexandrina. She'll be ruling Victoria sooner or later, as the prophecies have foretold. Is it so wrong to have her get to grips with the city in advance? And a similar farce still more or less served to ride the balance on this stifling seeming afternoon. Under all this pressure, the people's spirits need a little boost. That is what we're met here for. Of course, we all have some premonition, hence why we made these calculations correct. Come, Robert. Once you're done with your tea, we'll be due downstairs. I hear music. That's the band Dad and His Majesty invited? Yes, Miss Earle. This party's about to begin. Everyone's so happy. Yeah, we have our big sword back. That's important. And you too? Aichi, Will the days go on like this forever? This is just the last nice summer day she will ever experience. Me and you, and Dad, and Mom, we'll always be together. I don't know, Miss Allerdale. I believe nothing ever stops as stays completely the same. Just as the flowers in the garden. Man, you have not seen my life. No, there's some things that will never change, Ailshi. I'll grow up to be a Steam Knight, just like Sir Lynch. No, even greater than Sir Lynch. I protect you all. I'll drive every scoundrel away. I mean, honestly, she does seem like she would make a great knight. She, for now, has some nice morals. We like this. I uphold the glory of Cumberland, just like my great-great-great-great-grandmother. I promise this, Ailshi. You'll see. Miss. I'm not leaving Londinium. You're not allowed to leave either, Ailshi. I'm going to tell Dad. This is my home. Just like every Cumberland's done before me. I'll keep it and protect it until my life is over. I swear.
예나 지금이나 당신은 항상 승리를 쟁취하는구나. 하지만 그때와는 다르게 지금의 기쁨에 거짓은 없어 보이네.
Let's go already 3 resources. I mean, getting Chip Catalyst is kinda nice. And you would actually get lower, huh? But okay, that's too much for me. The lookout tower is standing tall in front of the palace. Four years ago. 10,094. Overcast. St. Marcel's College. Achterek District of Londinium. And I'm amazed with there's like never rain, always just overcast. Hey, look. All the soldiers in the Parliament Square. All the crossbows and cannons. You've got nowhere to run. Stop crying. You're not supposed to cry. Chin up. You're playing the king. I have you all killed. I've got my Knights of the Foyer. It's the Knights of the Tower. Most of them surrendered. And all the ones who won't give in will be like you soon. Will be tried by us. And the fiery rage of Londinium will we represent. Oh no, the people do the uprising. Who can try a king? Used to be nobody could. Maybe nobody else in the future either. You're at dead end, Your Majesty. You blocked Victoria's forward stride. Every machine in the city stopped on your command. Plus, you wanted to take the daily bread away from all the suffering people, seeing every last penny out of their purses. I feel like there might be some propaganda at hand here. Our hands toil for nothing but tomorrow's sun. It's you and your greedy attendants that forced us to stain ourselves in your blood. Forward, soldiers, for Victoria! Victoria, I am Victoria, your insolence! Victoria won't pardon you for this, even if I become a spectre. Spectre. First you run over to those steps and then fall down, and then you say that? Not the best actor, I get it. We having nuns in this video game? Who is that running around the doorway here? Wife, Anna, you little pair of mischief makers. It's Miss Molly. That's us getting to the most fun part. Anna, quick, get on the steps. We're going to do the hanging. You know, that sounds... How far do we reenact this? Hanging? Hanging? I taught you children such a cool game. It's how the grown-ups in Slendworth's Alley play. Sandwell's Alley. There's all manners there. Did you watch some kind of silly show? Who took you to see? Tom the Cobbler. He was drinking a lot of yellow stuff. Although he was drinking piss. No, no, Tom, don't do it. He was all dripping off his face. And then he went up on stage while we were up there. He was yelling and screaming, I won't let you disgrace His Majesty the King. He was a quaid among quaids. That bloody Tom. No, that's no longer used in front of children. What's he thinking? Taking children to a pub? Let's keep going, Anna. I want to play one more time before supper. And then it's your turn to be the one that dies. You promised. You can fib. Oh, Your Majesty. Pardon these children for disrespecting you. Never seen you or heard your voice before. All they know are rumors of you from all the city's gossip peddlers. Well, history is written by the victors, or at least the ones that are still alive. Miss Molly, you've never seen the king before either. You don't get to be all hoity-toity with us. Come on, Anna, I'm chasing you. Out of the way, traitor. Sooner or later, you'll be torn apart by the beasts within. Children, this is hardly proper of you. If you don't want punishment, you best cut it out. Never let any of the clergy or teachers see. See what? Oh good, Lady Golding. Wife, why are you so flushed? Cause. I'm playing a game, ma'am. It's really fun. A game? Very well. I understand. Return to your bedroom soon. And don't forget to do today's homework. Yes, ma'am. Additionally, Rolf, Molly may only be older than the two of you by a few years, but she's still your teacher. Yes, ma'am. Sorry, Miss Molly. Alright. Listen to the ma'am now. Off you go. Thank you, Evo. I can't believe you didn't scold the two of them. Wife and Anna, I don't blame them. The children just don't understand what cruelty is yet. I mean, who doesn't just enjoy a hanging? They have an innate desire to learn. If they can't learn anything proper from books or ourselves, it's only natural they turn to other places. So many say that hanging transformed Victoria. Lady Golding, do you agree? Well, you know, at this point it sounds like it went a little bit downhill, if you ask me. Ask the same question to different people. You only get different answers. Machines of Highbury's munitions factories certainly never cease to but the grand houses of Achtric have had many a chance in ownership. Okay, we just need to invest all of our stocks into those factories, got it. All I know is that these poor children still come in droves to our school each year. Bless their hearts. They're in need of help, much as I was 20 years ago. I think the school, if it hadn't lodged me, would have long died of some illness or other. Molly, what happened just earlier gave me an idea. An idea? You mean the sets of plays you're holding? Indeed. So they're meant for the children, but they've only just learned to read. Will it be a little too soon? It's never too soon to give your child some culture. Rather this than all the showy, slipshod stuff in Sandwell's Alley. For young children, acting others' roles is tantamount to a game. Complex implications might escape them for now, but at least they can get a little taste of the emotion and power within the words for themselves. I do hope you're right. Comes with another upside too, no? The children won't be nodding off in my literature classes anymore. I suppose so. What matters to me is that we can use up just a little of the energy. It will be great relief for me. Excuse me, Madame's bookshop's closing in advance. Mr. Adams, you're quite early to shut today. They sold all my books. All books gone forever. Haven't you heard, ma'am? There was a disturbance at the Duke's office in Campton this morning. Disturbance? What kind of disturbance is to affect Achterich? That's quite a ways away. One of the office admins got beat to death. You know, it doesn't sound the best for business. Duke of Stafford's nephew, apparently. Only just walked up in Londinium a week ago. Oh, rest his soul. Have the police caught the murderer yet? That's the problem. Witnesses say the suspect scampered into a defense force barracks. It was your own military. Yippee. Seal the street. Move. Don't let him get away. All eyes out. And now he's fled into Achterich? Really? Hard to say, ma'am. Probably not that simple. How strange. Are these the defense forces, man? My eyes might just be playing tricks, but the uniform seems a little different to what I remember. I've got a friend who lives in camp, ma'am. He says the soldiers just flooding the street nearby. All of them wearing that uniform. Yeah, you know, a normal amount of force. There's even word that, well, a Duke secretly slipped into Londinium just yesterday. Oh, though. Wasn't that prohibited by law? Thank you, Miss Adams. These books are too heavy. I'll pick them up next time. Molly, back to the school as quick as we can. Yeah, I don't think you want to be on the streets tonight. No one. Didn't they say they saw someone hiding in the alley? I can't let word of the Duke's pet in the city. We do our entire operation to this. Damn and blast. Didn't even see if it was a man or a woman. What the hell are these intelligence agents doing in the bloody Londinium offices? They're slurping some nice tea, as one should. Good for nothings. Got a Dutchie's people running circles around them. Lucky I just landed a bolt. Keep up the chase. They can't have gotten far. It's Heidi. Yippee. Wait. Lady Golding? Did you see something? If I did not expect that this chapter would start off with so much more exposition and newly introduced characters, but I guess we will this chapter maybe see more of just, yeah, Veena and I guess Victoria part of the story than the Saga story? Or maybe you get to see what Dublin is also after. Nothing urgent. Molly, you'll go back to the school for now. Get all the children. Make sure they don't stray out into the streets. What about you? I'm going to see a friend. Prepare some hot water and a clean towel in the office for me. I'll be back as soon as I can. Sorry, bear with me. School things are fairly rudimentary. Often we have children falling over while making a racket. Not so much being shot by soldiers' crossbows. You know, it just happens like every other week. Who knew you could sew up wounds? With the scant yearly donations to the school, we can't afford to hire that many staff. I have to moonlight as a school nurse a lot of the time. Just seeing you move so silently on the street, I wasn't imagining you would feel the pain. Oh, don't jest with me. You're the only one in all of Londinium who I can truly catch my breath with. I can suture your wound, Heidi, but I can't disinfect it. You best be off to a hospital straight away. You know, yeah, I just did fall on this crossbow bolt. I don't think so. Can you tell me why? I thought we were friends. Okay, so bear with me. I might be part of a big political plot. Golding, I shouldn't have come here with you in the first place. I haven't wanted to pull you or your children into all the mess. So the soldiers are after you. Are they really the Duke of Stafford's men? Did Adams tell you that? I thought he would keep mum. He's your friend, and mine as well. He was the one holding the book club we met each other at. And don't you forget that. Could I ever? You were a ruthless one then. A fast food work of pop culture subservience. It's only used in fueling chatter between ladies of the house and the girls at tea time. Words are my newest work. See, you know, you do enjoy a good critic as long as they give you constructive criticism, though. I did say that the author's talent lay far beyond. I hadn't conceived that the most tasteful of all Londinium's critics was such a simple, unassuming teacher. I could read into every line you'd written, and for each one, 100 lines you hadn't besides. Those were your words, Heidi, uttered by you. Never would I doubt the unspoken understanding between us. But let me help you. You can be more frank with each other, Heidi, just as we always have. Golding, did I ever tell you that? Years and years ago, I had the fortune of meeting a Laterano clerk who wasn't a sancta? Impossible. She once lived in Londinium too. She may well have some ties to the school's urchin. Who is she? She's... We will never know. Lady Golding, goodness. Oh, hold on, you have a guest? Who might this be? Literary circle friend. Something the matter, Molly? Outside, ma'am. I thought you would have heard. You know, it's just some fireworks. It's time to celebrate Chinese New Year. From far away come strange noises. Sorted Londinians are quite inured to. You confuse them all too easily. At first, the sound of an exploding steam boiler carelessly lit, or the sound of the mechanical fowl beasts the children so love slicing through the air. But as the ground and building tremors become steadily apparent, instinctual panic strikes everyone. By protection of the kings, Londinium has never once smelled catastrophe before. What they face now is without a doubt a different sort of menace. In those of long age, something stirs. The nightmare of 20 years ago has come again. Well, I do love when we forcefully overthrow the government. The sign of war. In the midst of the room silence, the rumbles grows thicker. Doesn't make sense. We're only catching a few camels. Why do you think I was such a display of force? We could make sense of every thought in the minds of our fellow men. My adversity would never come to pass. Molly, if you could check whether the soldiers in the streets are still there. Yes, ma'am. I have to leave now. I know. I'd love to urge you to stay. I know full well that not even heavy artillery could stop you. I know you've noticed too, Golding. Another scene change is being wrought up in Londinium tonight. The Duke of Stafford's troops are on the offensive at Parliament Square as we speak. The Duke of Cavendish's men arrived at the outer wall a long time earlier. The coup d'etat over 20 years ago, a turmoil fought, at least a previous thing for the citizens here. But this time, I couldn't say. This will likely develop into an interducal war, and its epicenter will have been Londinium. Yippee! Yeah, it's gonna kinda keep going for a long while, huh? I've come into some intel. It has the potential to save tens of thousands of lives. Sort of thing I need to deliver out of the city before tomorrow's daybreak. War, you say? I'm afraid so. The fire of war could spread to other cities at a moment's notice. Every Victorian needs to make preparations. Victoria's peace has endured for over 2 decades since His Majesty's passing. Many call it a miracle. I long ceased to believe it a miracle of any sort. Man, it sounds like this was already pre-planned, huh? No one would abandon their own interests, especially when its vastness is that of Victorious. Instead, they gave those with the stuff to plan that all the more to consider. We pitiful that live in this crack of history could only simply shut our eyes and proclaim it so. Peace. Yeah, you I mean, to be fair, what are this supposed to change? We do love royals us doing the royal things. Heh. Who would have thought deathly illness would drive Stafford to such measures? And who could have predicted how the other dukes would respond? Without the efforts of people such as yourself, this war would have broken out 22 years ago, instead of being delayed to today. Is it a plus though? I mean, maybe it is a bad outcome. You're trying to soothe me, Golding. I'm only stating the reality, nothing more. You needn't reveal your goals to me, Heidi. And explain what your people have been planning all these years. You need only answer me one thing. Will peace come again? It's time for the 100-year war. Let's go, baby! It will. That's what we've been striving for all along. We'll protect our homeland. That is the truth. Throughout the ages that we Victorians have believed in. Even if countless will die in the streets outside, even if with each end in sight up in the road of yours, the next preordained war comes to greet you? Indeed. Because war will ultimately end. It may end at the hands of us, or our posterity. When the smoke clears from the sky shrouding Victoria, no more will the children smile because the face. Very well. I'm willing to believe in you, Heidi. Try and believe. Should I ever be able to return to Londinium, Golding? Then I'll tell you everything when we meet again. Remember that. Remember your promise. Come back alive. Well, we do know she will live. What? I wonder if Golding is actually an operator or something. I do like her design. I'm easily swayed by just having flowers in your design. I guess we can be kinda aggressive for placement.
듣고 있어.
주문은 제어가 필요하고 그건 적도 마찬가지다.
Elite member of the Nachtseher army releases corruption when defeated, causing your nearby units to continuously lose HP. That is not cool. I dare to say that.
여기 경치 좋다. 그치?
I guess it would be neat to just kill them up there then. Maybe we go with this.
만일을 위해서 한 번 더 묻는데.
Wait.
발밑을 밟아.
사과야? 오늘도 잘 부탁해. 하이 볼티지 버라지.
Oh, that's the code I see. We kinda would love to take care of this man, but I mean, I guess I could have also put Exu. We can probably deal with this man when he gets down. I believe in myself.
휠체어로는 철골 위에서 드리프트를 못할 거라고?
This does also seem kinda neat to me. Oh yeah, this man has basically no HP. I also did not check what actually the challenge modifier is for this. Maybe I did put the lemon too. Yeah, I did put the lemon too close. That's my bad. My poor lemon. Honestly.
이쪽으로 와.
We have so many unit slots though.
邊度嘅戰場最兇險？
This should be the safest south lane in existence. I guess put you here if anything, but if anything goes through, this is also just ass. Sometimes I don't know how to feel about basically the makeup of what I would kind of consider the peeps I'm thinking right now my core team. Sometimes I feel like I have not enough ranged units. I guess maybe? I don't know what the perfect balance is. It kinda depends.
휠체어로는 철골 위에서
We could put Nymph back on the roster for sure. To be fair, I guess it also just depends from stage to stage. Several hours later. Wife. Where's wife gone? For heaven's sake. Everything's a mess. How can he still be running about? Miss Molly, wife's that grown-ups keep mentioning a TV, but he's never seen it for himself. You really don't wanna see that. Of all the... He can't have gone out in the street. We started firing out there already. Bullets and shells flying all over. I go and find him. Lady Golding, it's rather dangerous. Wife. I. Come here, now. Lady Golding. Don't fear. Good boy. I'm right here. Ah. At least he did not get blown to pieces. Let's hurry back. It'll be better then. They will all be alright. You will only be traumatized for the rest of your life, but hey, getting a therapist is easy, right? Lady Golding, wife, you're back. Oh, wonderful. I'm sorry, Miss Molly. Oh, you scared me to death, wife. Are all the children here then? Yes, ma'am, I've counted. About just now. A shell landed nearby. Whatever for? Just who exactly is warring with who? Doesn't make sense. Everything was fine this morning. How could this have happened to Londinium so suddenly? Don't cry, Molly. But here's in front of the children. Yes, ma'am. You know, I do love just getting ordered not to cry and be happy. That's how life works. Hold my hand tight. At least we're all together. We have the defense forces and the Steam Knights. They protect Londinium. They protect Victoria. Something, or Steam Knights die or something. That's gonna be fine. The Steam Knights? I think I just saw them. Are they the really tall ones and all blackened? It was a shadow from a street lamp, wasn't it? Liar! It was definitely one of the Steam Knights. Tom the Cobbler always goes on about them. He just how they're the symbol of Victoria's grandness. High over the valleys and over the rivers, rumble ye rumble, tell us the sound. Shall him be thunder and shall him be gale, the grand knights of grandest Victoria crowned. I would love to see more in the story. I do like kind of the concept of basically mega Steam Knights. I knew that song when I was little too. I think the teacher said that every year on the king's birthday, everyone gather in the square to catch a glimpse of all the Steam Knights in formation. Can a Steam Knight really fly? Oh yes, they can. Or traumatized PTSD for the challenge of the last Station Arena Victoria event. Apparently all they do is run very fast. Faster than any lightning or storm. All the steam they emit on top, Must look like they're stepping on clouds. This is pants. You don't even have a king now. I've never seen a parade once. Also, they told me their teacher once saw something even greater. It was the year Victoria had just defeated Gaul. To celebrate the then king's birthday, dozens of Steam Knights all returned to Londinium together. The suits were draped in flags of Victoria. Once they all marched down the steps of the Palace of Westhalleck. It was like one giant flag all at once. You know, knights are cooler with a cape. And then everyone heard a howl even clearer than thunder. A howl? Yes, a howl. The people who were there say it was Victoria's emblem, symbol on our flag coming alive. You know, that's how it does. It's cool. I love her magic flags. Because ever since that day, Victoria had officially surmounted Gaul and become the grandest nation of all Tervas lands. Okay, now I feel like you might be spouting some propaganda. I am so sorry, Lady Golding. Your father was Gaulish, I forgot. now that we finally got rid of all those Gaulish people, we are a good country, what can I say? Yeah. You needn't apologize to me, Molly. You and I, Rolf, the hundreds of thousands of children that grew up here, all grew as Londinians. Perhaps the same goes for the one in the suit of steam armor outside. Do you know a Steam Knight, Miss Golding? Charles Lynch. He used to live in Ochterich. Captain Cobbler was an old friend of his. That's why he loves to tell tales of His Majesty and the Steam Knights so much. In fact, Lynch was the last Steam Knight His Majesty ever titled in his life. The last Steam Knight titled up till now. We can bring them back. If we will. The night tracks on. For so long that the children hear every tale of the Steam Knights told in Londinium, and first light has just broken. The sound of artillery stops sooner than they expected. Past the witching hour, the streets outside have more or less returned to silence. But no words are needed as they all continue to stay huddled indoors. No one dares rush to see the state out there. Nearly every Londinia has been awake the whole night. Same question circles in everyone's minds. Come next morning, will Londinium be different? Next day. Seems like everything's the same. We have the Duke's men's gone. I knew it. The situation would come under control lickety split once the Steam Knights showed up. I just didn't think it'd be this fast. I mean, it's good at least also fighting inside the city, but I don't think the situation is cleared up, is it? Money. Some way or another, we're going to need to buy essentials. Don't know what might happen next. You two, what are you doing out here? Miss Adams. Excellent. For the children, knowledge is just as indispensable. Especially under present circumstances. Miss Adams, would you bring me those sets of plays from yesterday? I'm afraid I'll need a few more too. These fairy tales, along with those first steps into mathematics and physics there. And a copy of the home medical guide. If you could parcel all that, please. Wait, what's that noise? Not far away, sound uniform footsteps. Unlike those Londinians have further parades, these are heavier and more urgent. This is not just some show army. The Palace of Westhalleck, the Shard, Parliament Square, and seamless succession through Achterwick's almost desolate streets, with the center of Londinium, Victoria's heart. As the footsteps press towards this most ordinary of streets, some of those dug to the side of the street finally catch clear sight of the advancing army. Or better said, they see clearly the soldiers' appearances. Their horns. Yippee, it's time for the Sarkas mercenaries to appear, I guess. Each shape their own, all condensed in honest black, not even the rushing yawn of daylight casting a shine on them. Sarkas. The Sarkas mercenaries. They're mercenaries. I assume they leave soon? Yeah, only for just a few more years they're gonna stay here. It's gonna be fine. And then you will be back to the way it was, won't it? They don't know it yet, but in the years to come, many things will change completely. For one, the Sarkaz army won't ever leave Londinium. And for another, from that day forth, no one will ever see steam armor in her streets again. Hey, but we have the mercenaries that keep us safe. Yippee. Ooh, a hard fight that early. Actually, I wanna beat actually what the enemies do. What's that? Locks onto your units, dealing continuous arts damage and causing area necrosis when casting is complete. I see. So basically kill them quickly. My specialty. Terrain and enemies still different places and find units have reduced defense. But look at her, we have Heidi with us, which I do kinda hate layouts like this, not gonna lie. Well, here we go. One year ago, 1097. As always, it's overcast. It's always overcast. It's not even raining. Munitions factory number 11. Highbury district of Londinium. Oi! Has the last batch of polymer pack come in yet? What? What do you mean it hasn't? This takes the piss. Who was in charge of transporting those materials? It was Air. Who were in charge? She wasn't. I might be wrong, but I think Catherine was the one you got as a welfare unit for the Wiener Victoria event, wasn't it? I did not really look at her. What are you dithering for? It was Feist, that boy. He went out first thing this morning. He'd have been back ages ago. Who went with him? Tommy, Pato, and Day. They're not the same workshop. How do you get on the same shift? They all get along like a house fire. Keep mucking together all the time. Vice the little wing leader. You've hit a snack from the sounds of it. Small potatoes, nothing more. Small potatoes. Catherine, you know what a day it is today, right? How could I forget? I've been fearing for my life. I upset our officer if I sign and it looks like foul scratch. Started practicing my signature 10 whole days ago. Let's practice under your belt then. The general is stressing importance hard on the handover ceremony in 2 days. Reportedly, the Defense Forces head is showing too. Want is sick? Heh. There's one here. At least nowhere you go, you're always assured that you know you can get offered 3/6 as kindness. You know why it's all your factories people have stuck around until now, don't you? Work very hard. That's a given. You do your work very well. You're alike in that regard. Work, get paid, scrape a living. But our employers know all too well the more exceptional a merc's work, the less he can be trusted. Standard fare. Old manager of this industrial park, Sir Humphrey, never trusted us either, before he attacked him away. Won't make trouble for me, Catherine. Mercenary's tone is placid, like he's the one asking Catherine if she wants a smoke, as he so often does. This is his job. Offering a few disobedient Londinium workers to him is almost the same as the screws she tightens on the daily. That is one hell of a metaphor. Evan tapes a cigarette into a bag, and have ash falling into the machinery. I've told you more times than I can count. When the efficiency maintained, our factory can't afford one fewer worker. I admire you a fair bit, Kevin. Even a typical merc might not even have the guts you do. You've got the stuff. Thing is, it's possible to take anything too far. Millennium's got over 100 munitions factories just like yours. Even if this whole place was that empty, the Regent wouldn't care. Nothing will change. The ceremony will come the day after. We'll hand over everything promised. Our workers will be there. No need for you not to worry about a thing. I'll take your word for it then.
Hello there.
Hey. Thanks for the follow, Team Hunter. How are you doing? Of course not. Of course not. Man, okay, I can meet. Of course. Not got a lighter? You're just holding a stick there. You hold on to it. After all, Londinium smokes always have a sort of ancient oil to them. Can't ever get over it. I'm doing fine, thanks for asking. Kevin, what do we do? Then just stick it out. Off to the loading area. We make sure that our nice friends won't get murdered, right? My Feist did make it out of life. I like your accent. Thank you. I mean, I guess there's some charm. Honestly, I feel sometimes bad because I feel like my pronunciation is so bad. But hey, if you wanted to ever hear Agnes Dorvi in bad German accent, here you go. I mean, it might be more fun when we get to the Lithanian parts. Petto, done there? Just a screw left. Sort it out. If this keeps up, they'll be waiting a whole week at least to get more polymer prep. Polymer up to our ears. It's just a batch after batch coming in. The hell are the Sarkas building? I haven't seen. Bunny doesn't let me anywhere near the assembly line. Only her most trusted workmates get to climb up that walkway. The longer this keeps up, the more it must be very important to the Sarkas. Gotta be a weapon, right? I mean, time for some nice tanks. We've been pumping out auto crossbows for the Sarkas the last few days in the workshop. Could only be, so we got so many ducal armies outside eyeing us. Be ghastly letting the Sarkas get away with this, I tell you. We've got to stop them, Pato. We can't be helping the Sarkas fend off our own. That's why we sabotage all the crossbows, right? They're gonna all fall apart. Think it'd be any use if we destroyed this batch of prep? Think we get sentenced? You probably would. I step up if that's what it comes to. I'm not afraid of being taken in. Man has a death wish. You can do that. Granny? Grab him. Pato, do it! On the fly, she grabs a small file and throws it. With a clang, the worker's banner flies out of his hand and onto the ground. Do you know what it is you're doing? Sabotage? For your home country? I'm stopping the Sarkas. You're making a scene. I've got it all planned. It won't take any of you in. I'll tell the Sarkas I did it, and then you'll die at Sarkas' hands. You're making yourself out as a hero, aren't you? Man, I mean, doesn't anyone just have a death wish? I'll try and flee. I've been planning this forever. Using the crawler, you modified. You're hiding on a cargo track and slipping out of Highbury that way. So, you knew? Been living in this industrial park for over 50 years. Whatever silly business you try, it won't slip by me. Granny, listen to me. I received some news. There's a rebel organization active in Sudin right now. They've rescued a whole number of people from the Sarkas, and they've even taken back some plates. They call themselves the Londinium Citizen Self-Salvation Corps. They could have gone with a shorter name, but I guess it's kinda snappy. We're going to meet them. Are you now? And then... what? Are they lacking for smiths? Are you going to assemble and automate production pipelines for them? Maybe decide the next generation of crawlers? We can't even put a single armament together. We're going to go up to the people at the Self-Salvation Corps. Tell them you want to bear Sharkas heads in with spanners? I'm learning. Also, it does look like he makes a fine job as engineer for them. I know the stories you've told me. Like, how you got selected to build steam armor when you were young. I've heard you're spending night after night polishing at power conduits. I don't get it. You're Londinium workers. You've been teaching me that since I was little. You've told me how our factory built modern Victoria. But now, you're lowering your flag at handover ceremony and raising the Sarkas ensign. And then, you're taking the assembly line we're so proud of and producing weapons for the Sarkas of it. And those weapons will end up pointed at the Victorians. He is not wrong. How can you live like this? Like what? Life like this is our life. The life you and your parents have always been living. Look at this factory. Nobles of titles longer than their surnames, business tossers with lives built on trade, even the Sarkas. We've had people posing as its master come and go. But the assembly line's still there. The machines still haven't come to a halt. Each rivet that's passed through our hands is still in the place it's meant to be. Whoever might be occupying that palace in the middle of Londinium, the city we built will still see tomorrow and the day after that. I mean, I guess one way you do is still keep doing your living, but I would be a bit unnerved if my city is more or less occupied. I don't want it tomorrow like this. What kind of life is a life without freedom? It's being alive at most, that's it. This factory, if Londinium isn't ours any longer, then what was the point of everything we made for it? You know, Feist. 25 years ago, that night when the flames lit up the sky, your dad said much the same thing to me, and then he died. Boss, the Sarkas are almost back. You're free to go wherever you want. But from this moment on, you're forbidden from ever setting foot in the factory again, Feist. A worker who won't finish a job with his own hands isn't fit for the job. Anyone who wants to go with him, I won't stop you either. Just remember, you step out of this door and you are no longer one of us. Rude.
전원
Oh, does Heidi work? All units, okay, I should actually also read this. So will you give plus block? I mean, I guess the plus block is nice, it's not as relevant as it was like last chapter. Okay, steam tanks and HP drops to 50%, attack speed and movement speed are greatly increased. It becomes immune to most control effects. Have you heard about good old blocks? I guess it might be kinda hard to really just turtle up in front of an Exodo, depending on the routing. Okay, you're doing a full round? It does look like you're kinda doing a full round. I wonder what the rage on the Sphinx is. That's a bit spooky, maybe.
여기 경치 좋다, 그치?
너무 기다리게 하지 마. 발 밑에 봐봐.
And those things are tanky. I'm gonna let you through.
잘 부탁해.
I did not look. Do I need to look? I might need to actually already stop those men.
혼란 속에선 아무리 사소한 것일지라도
迷っている暇はありませんわよ
I did put you outside of range. That's Edge.
제가 또 감정을 가져오는 칼을 들어옵니다 그는 다른
There goes my Enos. Okay, yeah. Those tanks do the job of tanks. I guess I
그런데 내가 일으킨 트러블은
can deal with them in a little bit, hopefully.
次はあなたをどこまでも追い詰める
I also really need some healing.
無事돌아올 수 있으면
I should have popped the shield first. Fuck. Okay.
이제부터는 당신의 말이
The stage actually does do the hurt.
지금부터 싸우는 방법 아이돌이니지
Guess you can do something like this for now.
전황이 복잡하니 다들 멈추십시오. 이 길은 통행 금지입니다. 여기서 기다리지. 희미하게 빛나는
Okay, the one time where Exo actually can shoot will just eliminate them. Beautiful. Okay, when in doubt.
邊個敵人追惡冚，我嚟會下佢。
이제부터는 하늘은 염을 보호했고
I still would, that's not might, would maybe love more DP though.
박사 여기 경치 좋다 또 배기 아니 이거까지 아니었지
我要揾嘅唔係
Well, this should be one.
가져오는 칼을 들어
We can go back to just sabotaging our production line.
받을 수 있으리라 믿지 않았다
Wonder if this whole chapter is mostly just
실력
some exposition and lore of what happened beforehand. Or if we also get some more, I guess it's probably just resistance lore. I wouldn't mind just the chapter based on resistance. Several days later. Well, inventory check. There's a lot of factories ascended in its designated amount of material. Excellent. Miss Catherine, as you know, taking on Londinium's hundreds of factories and ensuring their smooth operations by no means a simple feat. Thus, my only option is to personally see every handover completed. Some unpleasantness always comes part and parcel, but the handover out of this final set of factories has been the smoothest. Well, she does know how to run her ship. I must thank you for your willing cooperation and for sparing me so much time. I just don't want you to do anything that be of no avail. I admire your attitude, Miss Catherine. But I'm afraid your heart of hearts doesn't agree with you. You mean? I hear a few days ago some workers fled your factory. Being the case, I'd like to take stock of personnel while I'm here. Have a look at your factory's names. That was my grandson who ran. Catherine. Oh. Things tend to do without thinking. Very plain dealing of you, Miss Catherine, but frankness alone will not quell this matter. Sir, I can guarantee you everyone under me is of one mind. I don't have that capacity. I can only guarantee this factory hands in its designated material quota. I mean, that is kinda all your job really should be entailing, no? But I ascertain, are you asking me to let him go? He's a single tyke, every hair on his head out of place. He's hardly going to affect this factory's operation. But you could. I've heard about your past deeds, Miss Catherine. No wonder you were chosen as a workers' representative, a woman of honor. I esteem you for it. But we always must nip these things at the bud. Or are you able to guarantee me that your grandson won't become a traitor to us, such as If he joined the Self-Salvation Corps, that's all the work. I have no need to guarantee it, sir. What's he gonna do? Swing a sword? Youngins always think they can do something. But it always turns out they don't know what it is they're facing. They hip themselves. I understand your sentiment. Indeed, pursuing a single escaped worker pales in comparison to the quality of ensuring a dozen factories continue to stably operate. I can overlook this affair, Miss Catherine. But I do hope you're able to keep your promise. As long as I'm in charge of this factory, there will never be a problem. Excellent. In that case, it's time we get on with the handover ceremony. Just our goddamn luck. I wanted to go to the factory too and watch the flag racing. Quit quipping. You can see it from here anyway. Just tough it out. There's none of the Quaritas here that you get watching on site. Why do they have such big ceremonies? What? I mean, fair enough, I guess, but man, that seems also impractical. Man, who the hell knew it'd actually take Victoria's capital? Dream of that in the past and you'd kick yourself. True enough. Still, next comes the hardest period. The Dukes are all eyes on us. If they were good for anything, we wouldn't have seized Londinium so handily. That was close. Phew. Lucky these mercs have no idea the blade has a gap you can get into here. Weiss makes his way to a pipeline entrance. He's done his survey. Somewhere along this passage is a connection to Sedin. But now on the verge of setting foot inside, he has doubts after all. He wasn't kidding Pato. He's thought over every difficulty he might potentially face. Critically, though, and what he never said was that he didn't have a plan for every problem. Just wing it. Granny wasn't wrong after all. He's just a smith. He has a head that passes for smart and relatively hardworking. He still thinks ensured he could muddle through life fine on Londinium's peaceful years. But there's no telling if he'll save his life right under the Sarkis' noses. Tommy was right. If only those massive fucking metal lads were still around. He's all grown up, and still he's never seen a Steam Knight before. It's fine, we'll bring them back. Bang, glang, bang. Now I'm doing the best special effects in existence. With the factory ceiling so high, and the hatches so small, view of the sky can't help being minuscule from within. Its ever-changing stage casts a like projection down into the factory. Ever-changing is the sound of the assembly line, one hunk of metal striking another. As well as the sight of old Granny standing at its side. She does know how to do her job. Then gets done, don't you? Hold on to your hammer and spanner tight. If you really want to do something, you've got to persevere. You strike once, you get nothing more than a hunk of beaten metal. You strike again, and you can make steam armor. I mean, she is not wrong, but persevering is hard, man. You strike again, and then your children's children carry on striking. And we've got Londinium. Should he head back? Should he go in? Has no idea. From far away comes the sound of a Sarkis bugle, and Weiss follows that sound. Atop every factory in Londinium stands a flag. That flag stands for Victoria. Not once since this factory's founding has that ever changed. But that, as of today, has changed. Sign here, Miss Catherine. Without hesitation, Catherine opened the document that embodies the server of factory authority, signs the factor's signature. Yay, I love giving away my factory for free. Hey, Musty, how are you doing? Did you win at Cats? And now, the final changing of the flag. Go. Yes, sir. Stay, Miss Catherine. Be what it may, you're currently witnessing history. Sir, can I light a smoke? By all means. I did get through the end. Yippee, nice. I do enjoy this chapter so far, even if it's like all exposition and more background lore. Basically, I really wonder how much it really will just focus a bit of like Victoria and the Resistance. And I wanted to say not really focus on the Sarkas too much, but here we are. There's a lot of sarcasm going on already again. But you know, they do introduce some new nice characters. I also do like Catherine. And I guess I already have first a unit, so that's neat. How far are you? I think, is this the third? No, it's like the third or fourth node. I'm not actually quite sure now. So not that far, I would say. I mean, if you would want me to guess, I would say I might finish this chapter next week. It is how, if I get good Arknighting on, I'm not planning to finish today. Musty. I mean, for one, we have to kinda, you know, see if Remnant works. And yeah, then I don't do it often, but I actually, you know, gonna watch a movie tonight. I'm gonna watch Paddington with Olsie and other friends, so yippee! So yeah, I cannot finish today. Okay, I could finish today if I now press the skip button, but imagine being the kind of Arknights player that just skips all of the story. That's a movie I don't think I've seen. That's fair. It's okay. It's nothing special, but it's basically a nice, cozy movie, which you might expect for something also targeted at children. So, just as if you heard of me, I've heard about you too. Oh, Gaul. Yes, my father was a Gaulish loyalist. That's no secret. If you're querying me how I feel at this moment, Miss Catherine. An instant of joy that there was no bloodshed throughout this procedure. But outside of that, my heart is filled with nothing but sorrow. Have you considered joining the Resistance? Not far away, Sarkar soldiers ferry over the flag that stands for them. Meanwhile, an additional 2 Sarkars prepare to lower the current one. Reminds me that I need to go read Seema, Rosa, Leto, and Absint's character record. Fair. I do have been reading now overall the first 2 side stories in Vicello, and you know, getting Doctor background lore is peak. What's also peak is realizing, actually, Musty, what are you using to play Arknights? You're not using the oh god, I forgot the you know, it's the Mumu emulator, right? This was called Mumu, wasn't it? How do I not know the program I boot up like every day? But what I realized is I can do Mirror Dungeon, be tapped into Mirror Dungeon, press just P enter, and keep my mouse in the emulator and scroll down to just continue the story. And that's the peak way to play Mirror Dungeon in Limbus. I can't wait to have full keyboard control, so I can just like spam D, P, and enter without ever looking at that game again. It's... Mwah. Meanwhile, additional 2 sagas prepare to lower the current one. Catherine can see the happiness on their faces, and beyond them, resplendent sunset glow. Catherine knows it all signifies the dark isn't long away. Weiss turns his head, and from this position he just happens to be able to see the factory's flagpole towering high. Sag, well, you are officially occupied. He stands there and watches as Victoria's flag descends, foot by foot. A moment later, foot by foot, the flag of the Sakas rises. As if nothing's changed at all. He takes a deep breath and sets foot into the pipeline. It's pitch dark within. Apprehensively, he sets off for the direction of Sudin he recalls. All of Londinium's munitions factories have now completed the handover, and on this day, they have exchanged Victorian flags for those of the Sakas. They flutter in the breeze. Well, it's fine, we surely will get them back one day. Okay, that was 3. Well, time to just read more. The stuff of ideals. What is sword is but a peaceful land that allows survival. The year 1098. It's still like 1 year before. No, is this current year? What is current year right now? I actually don't know. I don't know, I think about it. Overcast. Palace of Vestalic, Londinium. Even before Londinium was a nomadic city, the Palace of Vestalic stood there. Its name was originally plain Vestalic. The Draco royal family convened its ministers here in this palace, and used the beloved gold and wappy to decorate the outer walls. And now only if they had a Bernstein room. Such decorations went up in flames during the Great Fire 300 years ago. Still, the building skeleton remained, and it bore witness to the first Aslan King's coronation. Thereafter, Vestalic formally became the Palace of Vestalic, commemorate the age of peace and prosperity founded by the Draco and Aslan kings enjoined. 26 years ago, the last Aslan king was captured in the same palace by Parliament's standing forces. Yippee, I love a nice peaceful revolution. Now, this is no longer the building where the Victorian Parliament assembles. Sat at the conference table is but one person, not Draco, nor Aslan, but Sakas. Still no sign of movement from the Duke of Godotn. Godotn? I do sometimes just love names. Ever since the Viscount's life was attempted, our activity in the Messonnier has been greatly restricted. Level salons held every night at the Duke of Normandy's residence, but the flow of war steel is extremely suspect, and all intelligence personnel have turned up empty-handed. Any sound from Dublin is drowned out by the Duke of Wellington's high-speed battleships roaring. Weavers have yet been unable to penetrate into the Iron Duke's duchy, but no other duel could be able to impede the veteran without a doubt. The Marquess and co have finally given up on the Dukes of Stafford's inheritance. The Duke of Castor admitted envoys and gifts on New Year's Eve. Activity from all dukes has been growing increasingly frequent since last winter. May be a sign that they are about to reach a conclusion. Operations for Londinium remain at the same pace as... Hold for a moment. Sorry. What? You're sure? Lifanian? Let's go. 3 days ago? This is too slow. Yes. Looks like they finally found results after the diplomatic peacemaking. New ciphers has been decoded. It's word from the frontline, General. Yes. I need to Notify you as soon as possible. 3 days ago, the Empress's voice grandiloquently. Grandiloquently that is a Gwent word. I know I need to somehow work this into a video script one day. I love just googling it. Gives me definition so grandiloquence. Thank you. I do like that expression though. Left the Duke of Wintermere the mercenary. Oh. We didn't discover contact between the two sides in time, but just today, a city. The fortress changed course and is sailing straight for Londinium. The one that's been nearest us over the past 2 years, is pushing directly from Lithanian into the Victorian border, nearing the ravine. Yes, it's the Kurfürst's arch enemy, Duke Windermere's army. Duke Windermere announces internationally this is to avoid catastrophe. Silence once again hangs over the hall, but at this moment, with his eyes shut tight, Farises sees this fake fog outside of Londinium. Once it clears, the battle will come, right on schedule. Footsteps fade through Farises' train of thought. He is forced to open his eyes. There. Farises. It's you. Were you asleep? Perhaps. Victorian dukes are cunning lot. Meticulously sift through every word of intel that flows into Londinium, making the Sarkas lose their heads. The advantage isn't ours in this gamble, yet neither have we been at a disadvantage. 50-50, let's go, that's why we love gacha games so much. Military commissions business is always endless. What is our history's fragility? Even a single comment on a piece of information away would suffice to forever damn Castle. But even now, Ours is still in Londinium. Things have hardly changed much. You're still as wary as ever. No one thing has changed. You're here. Ah, yes, I am. A path of possibilities has crossed my mind. If you were to take my head, perhaps you would make a much cleaner job of it than I. You would never think that way yourself. It was hypothetically put forth by Manfred. I'm always in need of some differing voices. What's on your mind now? A Tweem. Oh. I saw us still on Londinium, yet unarmed. So we can all be friends. Clouds mobbing the city, black stones growing everywhere, and the Sarkas. The Sarkas stare in the way between catastrophe and the crowd. Once the disaster lifted, Londinium city gates were wide open to us. The Victorians stood flanking the streets, cheering and welcoming us in. Sounds like a fever dream to me. We entered this palace, and the one sat on the throne no longer feared the black stones that grew from us, and took our hands. He called the Sarkas Vance. That sounds unfathomable. There was more. I saw Vampire, Nachtsehre, and Wendigo set a foot together into reaches more northern than even Ursus, casting fragments of strange monsters back onto the frigid sky. I saw Banshee and Damasti venture to parts more southern than even Iberia waltz against the ocean's ascent within the boundless water. Countless Sarkas giving their lives for this land. And Aslan, Dweko, Beeline, Caprine, Nibavi stood together with them. Stood together? Yes, the Sarkas were no longer the nomads excluded. The land embraced us, and we had roots anew. Yippee, I do look like world peace. Now, what if we all give some nice hugs? This dream was not mine. This scenario originates from what you once described to me. A future the Sarkas could have. I remember. But you told me then that my ideals were too distant. It was not only our enemies who could never comprehend me, but neither could the Sakas. Myriad years of grievances became our weapons, one and all imposed upon me. Well, we can beat the cycle of violence, surely. You also told me that the flames of war within the Sakas would tear them apart if I led them to that future. That was more likely in all respects. But you begrudge giving up any possibility, even if it may be but a nascent spark? You've also said that this world once was only the Sakas, that the ancients and elders wrested our homeland from our forebears' hands. The souls in death still murmur the Sanctus betrayal. How the royal court withers like autumn leaves. Our bloodline is lost in howls of grief. How ridiculous the sinners are in forgetting history, and how Castell's wounds through all across terror. I wonder, were they really the most prominent race in, like, all of Terra before it... I guess they got overthrown by the other races. No, not my mouse. Okay, I don't want to do this. Time to go to the log. And then they cry out. The Sakas have invaded our homeland. I mean... Right now you are an invading force for sure. So better that the Sakas believe in the fight. If I can hurt our destinies together as one, better that than peace. So what, you're gonna fight until you get rid of all the other races? You know, that historically does not go well. This isn't fair. To rule is a method of coexistence too. Terra will perish by its own hand before it confronts those time-old questions. But our homeland would be more magnificent than the many of the Seaborn. Our hexcrafters would hold another menace at bay. Our knowledge, all-encompassing, would dispel originum and the catastrophes. So you're saying this... How would the Sakas do that, though? Before all that, the Sakas must reach an answer. But hey, clearly, Wolf's Island can do all of this with the power of friendship, and we get rid of Cancer Rock. And then we put it into space instead. Yippee! You're right, they must. This is a conversation we've had countless times, but now we can hear their voices clearly. We can make real contact with the ancient soul's tendrils. But tell me, Farisa, did this myriad of years of all the Tika souls that lived and breathed, and passed from life to the other shore and death, did they ever receive a momentary respite? You've already failed, Pharesis. Because you are moved behind. Because at this moment, it is we that stand here. Here, Londinium. Tell me, Pharisa, when you stand atop of the shard and look at the city, what is it you see? A victorious nation lush with ingenuity. Without a doubt, in a few short centuries they've built nomadic cities, without catastrophe, in an attempt to control the storm. Not to mention those knights of white steam, the valiance of those steel suits of armor that ventured into Castle 200 years ago falls far short of that which I saw in the years to follow, when they are hyping up like the Steam Knights so much this chapter. Perhaps it's the fault of our unique blood, for quenching so many of us lives far too long. So long that in the intervals between one war and the next, we lift our heads, only to realize that, accepting the Sakas, everyone is progressing on. No, it's nothing to do with the length of an individual's life. You have the opportunity to progress simply because in the past they monopolized the freedom to choose between peace and war. Pharisa, when I look at Londinium, I see the number of times this nation has gone wrong. Victorians scorn how primitive the Sakas are, yet in essence, they simply use the rules of the culture they founded to gild the greed and violence that runs in their deepest marrow. They tear at each other incessantly. Ultimately, everything they've made will be ruined by their own hands. I mean, well, you know, if you're thinking like that, you could just wait and sit by. That is where we could win this chance at freedom. Even if hope is still as remote, we won't give up on any possibility. Yes, in that regard, we've always been so alike. The year 1098. For 134 Overcast. Residence of the Duke of Cumberland, Orthrek District of Londinium. Amir, Doctor, our messenger has just sent back some key intel. The mean Sarkaz forces are on their way back to the city right now. It's extremely likely this means they're about to wage war with the Duke's armies. But given previous intel, even if they do return to Londinium, the Sarkaz military won't be enough to directly contend with all the Dukes. So you're saying there is a chance. With the Sarkaz choosing to act now, I obviously believe they've grasped some key power that will sway the situation for them. The Shard. That skyscraper the Sarkaz occupied? I've learned there's a weaponry concealed in the building, yes. But will it sway things? But you just have an orbital basically as a cannon. Don't worry about it. It will, Clarissa. Have you people ever taken note of the storm above the Shard? Oh. Those dark clouds seem highly unusual. According to the intel we've obtained, that's no normal storm at all. It's a catastrophe the Shard is causing, even if it isn't entirely the same as the two catastrophes. The Sarkaz want to cause a catastrophe? The still in Londinium themselves? What would they gain from destroying the city? What if they control where it lands? We're just conjecturing the Shard's purpose. This weapon, or this technology rather, is exactly what's Island's chief objective in entering Londinium. I guess it does now make sense why we exactly are here now. Other than just... I guess we want to make peaceful living for the infected, which kinda means long term we kinda also need to find a good solution how to deal with the Sarkaz and, you know, kinda poker peace between them and the other nations, right? Otherwise, I feel like the infected will also never be that happy. Woods Island came for the clouds shrouding Londinium. Yes, it's just as a figure of speech. In the eventuality Theresis does activate the Shard, they lead the Flames of War and the Storm together, upon those he sees as the Sarkaz enemies. No catastrophe messenger could predict a man-made catastrophe's course. No nomadic city could escape such a catastrophe's assault. Countless Sarkaz and Victorians will die in that battle, but it will likely be even more tragic for those who survive. Most of them will become infected. Not to mention, the Shard isn't on the border, it's on Londinium, the nation's very capital. Which means we'll reach anywhere on Terra. Sarkaz will use Victoria's power to destroy her. We reach that stage, then everything the corpse has done will be for naught. If we could rescue people from a catastrophe as Woods Island does, Londinium and our livelihood would be past any point of return. Clarissa, Woods Island is greatly thankful to the Self-Salvation Corps. Without your help, would have had no good way into central Londinium. But neither I nor the Doctor will lie to you. No matter how Woods Island plans to approach the Shard, the battles ahead will be brutal, each more brutal than the last. We can't stop Theresis within the next few days. We'll be facing an all-out war. The Dukes will march with an eye to enter Londinium. If the Corps chooses to wait for the Duke's armies. Amir, we can't do that. I'm the daughter of a textiles merchant. Most of the fighters, in fact, are just ordinary civilians. We have workers, farmers, craftsmen, traders. Our backgrounds are a tapestry of millions to get under the one goal of driving the Sarkas out of Londinium as soon as possible. That's why the Corps won't place all its hopes in the Dukes. Otherwise, we'd never have been able to take a stand ourselves. Our greatest fear, if it came to it, wouldn't even be the Sarkas controlling this shard. It'd be the Dukes. Yippee, topping any shred of thought for the ramifications. So, the Corps has no intent to suspend operations. I mean, that's gonna be a great help for us. Correct. On the contrary, in fact, with war on the eve of breaking out, there's some things only the Salvation Corps can do here within Londinium. Let us gaining as much possible intel on the Sarkas supply lines. You think alike, Doctor? Should the Dukes wage war, the Sarkas will surely have preparations made to hold Londinium. Being a steel fortress, Londinium is self-sufficient to an extent. However, the Sarkas' action within the city have long since outstripped that load. Still, unlike Londinium's previous masters, the Sarkas don't get a top of evidence support from any of Victoria's other cities. In comparison, while the Dukes do all act on their own liberties, they each have their own steady flow of supplies. A supply line. The Sarkas do have some kind of hidden supply line, definitely. Completing the shard has been a multi-year undertaking. The idea they're relying solely on Londinium's own production is practically impossible. It originates outside of the city, in its terminus. It's in a Londinium munitions factory that builds weapons for the Sarkas. Well, I wonder which factory this is. Right, if we can locate the supply line. We'll be able to lay the birth of a super weapon. That's, you know, sounds like a thing Woods Island likes to do. Commander Clovicia, cooperation is still our best choice. I'm afraid so, Doctor. We need more intel on the munitions factory. The Corps has a fighter who knows Highbury in and out. Doctor, you know him very well. Feist. Right. He's the most suited candidate for this mission. With some minor preparations, we lead everyone away from the Sarkas watch and for the munitions factory. We still need other, more concrete sources of info. Defense Force Command HQ. It's a tower located at the border between Achterich and Highbury boroughs and controls the info network for the entirety of Londinium's defense systems. If the supply line can penetrate Londinium, there must be records of it lying somewhere in the system. There's traitors in the defense top pass, right? There's always traitors, so that's how the world works. The Commander Leto threw himself to the Sarkas a few years back. Maybe pointless to try and find backing from a face nest. Then to raid the command tower, we need some other way to see system privileges. Of course, method aside, there's the fact that our troops desperately need new armaments. The Sarkas have placed the sights back on the city interior, and our supplies are stretched thin. I think of some way to address supply needs when it comes to keeping Londinium going day to day, as the scarcely Victorian trader who's fallen in line with the Sarkas. Ideal. However, in turn, there's a different matter that I need all you to help me with. Clovicia, Woods Island has brought Artorius Relic back to Londinium. Artorius? That's the sure name the royal Vacus Ascendants took. Exactly. I've already checked with the Dr. Damir. It's Artorius' key, without a doubt. Can I please get an explanation? And that key opens the way to the door of the Mausoleum of Kings, which means we can retrieve the Realm Blade, the size of kings. Its significance goes beyond what any organization would ever imagine. Trust me, please. It's not just some bitty piece of steel bestowed with symbolism. We say the sword is Londinium's great incomplete ambition. And true for the Victorian Realm Blade and the Mausoleum of Kings, that would be Londinium's real ace in the sleeve. Victorian Realm Blade? Isn't that symbolic? Only a few neighbors along with Victoria's royal families knew about it, and I happen to be Cumberland. I believe you. The Mausoleum of Kings is practically a thing of myth to us, but if a royal key can open the door to it. Amir, how exactly did Woods Island even get this key? Calcite has her sources, probably. Should I not have asked? We won't concede a key's history, but it isn't Will's Islands. It bears tales upon tales that I was never part of and could never tell you. For Will's Island's time with it, though, I can tell you bit by bit if you're interested. Thank you, Amir. I'm just floored, really. The legacy of Artorius, the truth of the shard. It's also for Will's Island Vidi has been preparing for all these years now. Man, Calcite has been playing the long game for a while for sure. We're here today in Londinium. I won't dive any further for now. I won't make anyone else either. I'd lose as an important ally. You, Amir, Doctor, do you have anything else you want to tell me? There's one other thing, in fact. Clarissa, about my background. I'd like to have a chat with you. I am the Queen of England. Long live the Queen. The flowers, Doctor. Look at these flowers. They're growing. It's amazing. A place like this, in the middle of Londinium, in a Sarkas-occupied city. It can be the same for those around Miss Iredale. You're both quite right, Doctor, Miss Amir. Despite being slightly neglected these past years, the Duke of Cumberland's Manor is still Londinium's most iconic building. I've not much recollection of my home out in the duchy. My childhood memories mostly tie back to here. Nobody would ever truly leave this place to rot, would they? Miss Iredale! In fact, she went to lay everything bare to Miss Clarissa. Hey, Olsey! How are you doing? Hi, Ali. Hi, Ladder. And that's an early ladder. Let's go! It's a pleasant day! I'm getting bolstered. Oh no. Did you actually get to play Everhood? And if yes, did you enjoy playing I cannot speak Everhood. But yeah, everyone follow Olsey. She's cool. She is the best and cutest succubus you can find on the internet. Enjoy your foodies. And yes, Everhood is a game of all time. It for sure is. I suck so good as a succubus should be doing. The fact she went to lay everything bare to Miss Clarissa. Well, it turns out your crew were already wise to Her Highness' identity. I didn't expect that, I confess. Siege is a vital operator. Well, that reply of yours surprises me even more. Will's Island knew who Her Highness was. They've been willing to treat her as Wiener, leader of the Glasgow gang. Give Clarissa and Wiener some more time. The corps have their disagreements when it comes to nobles, you know, and Her Highness is going to have a lot to say. I'm sure you have questions for me too, mysterious little bunny. I'd like to chipper-chapper a little with the enigmatic Will's Island myself, before it's time to mingle with the merchants. Miss Iredale, is this resistance truly secure? Rational question. Sarkas naturally have the motive for not flushing out the nobles in central Londinium's massive city. There's much too much for them to mind. But we've paid a tremendous price to sit in the middle of a war unscathed. Miss Amir, dignity, or what have you, is the least valuable part of it. But by my honor. Given the chance, I'll explain the Will's Island in detail, but the Sarkas informants surveilling this manor under our control. Yippee! We are actually the spies. For now, I ask you to trust me. I haven't realized we've infiltrated them. We're wrong to believe Londinium's city nobles lost their heavy weapon after being isolated. Their mistake. You still have some way to counter Sarkas' surveillance? Originally. No. If Her Highness has decided to be forthright with the corps, that's not my place to be covering up either. For the sake of smooth partnership, I can explicitly guarantee to you all that, even now, the Cumberland residents has people who can establish extra city contact. Do we just have telephone magic? Can I just call? But the Sakas aren't fools. They're well versed in war. Indeed. But I told you, Londinium is a massive city. They don't have enough people. They're all on their own, and it serves as opportunities. Correct. Seems I haven't satisfied you much with my response. You were very vague. No, Miss Allerdale, were your burdens too heavy? What? If this really is some way for Victoria to keep control of Londinium, as it is now. No, I believe they can. But if they truly can, if they ultimately can, then what is it that they've been doing in practice all these years that they've been having you do? Aldea's face clearly twists for an instant. That flash of emotion is immeasurably magnified in Amiya's eyes. It's no simple resentment, no weariness, no panic. It's sadness. It's grief, exactly. A grief so familiar it hurts. Maybe they both just need a hug. I apologize, Miss Allerdale. I know I offended you. Clovicia was right. We don't need to pry into each other. We could very well strain our progress instead, with this complex state of affairs. But if possible, please don't stifle yourself. We've seen the consequences of that time and again. Okay, I do want to see her get the Steam Knight armor running and blow through Sakas, please. That is what I want from this chapter now. Nothing else. Miss Allerdale? I'm being too heavy-handed, aren't I? No, Waltz Island just keeps on astonishing me. Seems I was touching you by your cover. I never did imagine you'd be this sort of leader. You must be at least a decade younger than me. But the look in your eyes is a very real thing. Yay to trauma! Not to mention, well, you've seen right through me, considering you even cracked the secret of the shard ahead of Clovicia and I, and brought the Red Dragon's key with you. Honestly, Your Highness hadn't vouched for you, I have just been even worried of Waltz Island and the Sakas. Don't worry, we'll just slowly but surely take over this world. But we will bring the world peace after we conquered everyone. Thumbs up. It's true, Londinium. No, the Sakas, to us, have more significance still. That's why we're here. Well then, you are here. What are you fighting for? That's a very deep question. Her Highness gave me a simple synopsis of Waltz Island. Seemed to be all sorts of bound up with the Sakas. But according to what I've heard, Waltz Island has, and has always, worked for the sake of the infected. We do! Then, the two of you must have plenty more going on in your heads right now. Leader and commander of Waltz Island. As you say, there's a great deal of people in the First Londinium that we have inseparable ties to. I'm only speaking personally, and for the Doctor too, when I say that the truth and the past may be enough impetus on their own at this point for us to act. But we've already been through so much, it's long stopped us from fearlessly feeling these struggles and calamities, or placing our individual feelings above the greater problem. That's why we're here to curb a war that would devastate the land, and to dissipate the ground zero of Victoria's woes. To prevent the extinction of a race. Find the lifeline that by all rights we have the method to seek. To help the infected, the workers, and even the Sakas that have been desolated. We're here to help people, Miss Allerdale. Every single person with life, every single person with the right to live. Only in the end that the majority can accept the truths of the past have any significance. Amiya finishes her speech with resolution. In Allerdale's clear look of surprise, Amiya can't help but seek her heart. He spoke in her most genuine and sincere mind, of that there's no doubt. Operators that work alongside her must surely be filled with the same staunch conviction. Dr. Katsi stands ever more alone, carrying the weight of ideals. So, this idea is urgent, the strong flame of conviction, the Twiceworld's island to move in such colossal risk, to rush headlong into this political maelstrom. Who lit it? Vervisa? Yes. I love my ghost woman. And what if this answer first remains incapable of solving these pressing issues? Yippee. Well, it is time to seize the magical sword. I wonder if we do get that sword during the main story of that is Vina Victoria plot then, though. Being blessed or cursed with the knowledge of future events. Also, how is before we do the next one, I think I will do a 3-minute earthquake and get some water, so my voice will work and go to the toilet. So be right back, and you know, if you're watching, make also sure to stretch yourself and stuff like that. Let's live a happy and healthy life. Yippee! Be right back. To beat up more Sakas. 3 tiles on the battlefield are no longer available, and some Seeds of Withering become Seeds of Decay. I Don't know what that means, baby. I swear to God, if they take like, maybe they take like those 3 away. This doesn't seem too bad. I will have forgotten the layout anyways once I get to actually do the fight after reading 5 more. Austin 98. Still overcast. One day the sun will shine again. That is when we finally feed Londinium. Lady Golding, at last you're back. Did I make it in time? Of course, you've rehearsed this play for well over a year. And this is the first time the children are performing the whole thing. Couldn't possibly start a show without you. Now did we finally teach the children some proper culture. I must find myself a good seat then. Children, are you ready? Ready! Let's begin then. Lights. Let's go. Now this is cinematic. Act 1, Scene 1. Do I get to hear the history of Victoria through the stage play? Good morning, sir. There's a look of concern on your face. Is something worrying you? The horn of victory has blown atop the walls for 3 days and nights. But why do I feel uneasy? Saw a great general not return triumphant? Faces bravery and fearlessness. Bravery? Fearlessness? Perhaps. But you did not see the light in his eyes when he returned? When he gazed up in the crown, it was like a condor wing circling above a limping meat beast. I don't know what it is with condor wings. I cannot read that word. I always go condor and then it's the condor wing. Creed can send the most kind-hearted man straight to hell. I mean, but I deserve all those gold coins. And the masses will forever believe he reaped only what he had sown. Wait, I think I double-clicked accidentally. No, I did not. Yippee. Oh, my stage play. These are our terms, Miss Allardyce. We need certain goods transported into Londinium, and this is nothing like we usually carry. Both the quantity and the weight are highly unusual. I shouldn't ask what it is you need transported. Do I need import into the city? But you must know that the risk we will carry for transporting them is immense. I'm certain you know there are not many men out there who can do this for you. The suckers keep a close eye on all ports of entry. Should you learn of this under-the-table deal, no one of us will leave Londinium alive. With your background and the greed of your friends watching your back enough to keep your lifestyle in Central Londinium as is, I'm afraid they won't help with this affair. If you want to steal Togofu, you must put something worth the risk on the table. Did we reach our Steam night? Thank you for agreeing to meet with me, Mr. Bada. I will consider your proposal. Time waits for no one. You must make your decision soon. The asking price is high. We've discussed the situation. The Royal Mint is in Saka's hands. Yeah, it is kinda bad if the enemy can just print your money, not gonna lie. News of this must have already spread throughout the entire country via the Magna bankers. Merchants smugglers are worried that the payment they earn will be worthless by this time next month. Naturally, they demand a method of payment that will keep its value in the long term. Intend to accept his terms? Mr. Bada was right. Time waits for no one. You have at most 5 more days to prepare. If we are to ambush the defense forces command tower, we need to bring more weapons into this city. But what the demand is very dear to you. Ha. But this is the position we are in, Clovicia. This is the position I am in. How would you figure what it means to me? I'm afraid. No, I can't say this for sure. Your speculations are all wrong. You think of me simply as the magnificent Duke of Cumberland. You likely weren't even born yet, but I saw them hang Victoria's magnificent Lion King in the palace gardens with my own 2 eyes. My name is Cumberland, and everyone knows Cumberland was His Majesty's most faithful friend. Do you think the reason I stand here in front of you completely unharmed is because the bigwigs in Parliament had mercy on me? Even now, I still regularly attend Lieutenant Colonel Latour's cocktail parties. My words still carry some weight there, and they still need me to soothe the masses. Of course, this is for our cause. It is also my own means. I understand your sacrifice. Without your protection, Self-Salvation Corps could not have made it to this day. I'm not a girl anymore. That thing in the attic means nothing. No, but it's cool. I do want my own Steam night. It's a pile of scrap. What did she do to the real Aladale? I can't accept it. I thought she was cool. I take it back. I hate her. Into the trash can with her. But she still has her maid. That's what matters. Aishi. Make the arrangements and have it poured down from the attic. You disagree with my decision? I dare not speak, miss. I demand it of you. Lady Aladale, no matter what you say, it's this House Cumberland's steam armor. The blood of your ancestors, the most esteemed Duke's blood flows within that armor. It's an honor that Victoria bestowed upon House Cumberland. It's the symbol of your house, ever on high. It can be destroyed in the flames of war. It can be given to another who is noble and unsullied. It can't. Can be treated to a greedy merchant. You don't think Mr. Barter is worthy? An ancient set of armor, treated as a lowly collectible, and traded away at a bargain price for trust. Aishi, been at my side all these years, ever since I was born. We've kept a long-fallen House Cumberland alive. My house is built on nothing but a bunch of empty words. Glory, loyalty, nobility, or perhaps benevolence? But none of them hold any meaning today. And I would say some people still value that. I guess nobility might not be worth anything though. It's you and I upon whom this house door stands. I understand, miss. I've got no letter from them today. Not yet. You know, the music of the past still rings loud in my head. The manor once hosted a king. But where is he now? There is your king. My apologies, your highness. Call me Wiener. Welcome, Wiener. I've returned from patrolling with the fighters. You're still willing to go on missions with the fighters of the Self-Salvation Corps. Splendid. I want to do as much as I can. That's how you know that she's a true leader, at least. It's more than enough for the men to simply know you are here. I heard from Clarissa. That attic is absolutely cluttered with rubbish. I've got to pull myself together and clean up a bit. Lots of dust there. Mustn't have your highness helping me with such things. Aladale, I don't want you to sell the armor. Is that an edict from your highness? I have no right to issue one. You're the one responsible for the Self-Salvation Corps, not me. You know better than I what's right for the corps, and I understand that the armor can buy us an opportunity. But please give me some time. I will find a way. Ina, you needn't worry yourself over this. Is it an order from the Self-Salvation Corps auch direct district leader? Very well. If nothing ever happened, perhaps. Never mind. It's all in the past. Lady Heidi. What is it? Do we have any news from Golding? Yes, she just sent us a message to the transmitter at the bookstore. It's been forwarded to your terminal. Ah, good old bookstore. Good, very good. She says she's safe. Everything in Auchterix is proceeding according to plan. The children are putting up the play. Please send a reply. The doctor's squad has successfully slipped past the checkpoint and infiltrated Highbury. Thanks to the mercenaries working with Woods Island. Catherine, there's a problem with the conveyor belt at loading area number 9. Let's have a look. There's a loose nut. That's not supposed to happen in my factory. Pato, did somebody sabotage? I'm here. You're on shift today, and we're running shorter and shorter on time. What are you doing? If we don't speed things up, the Sarkas will smear your brains across the steel here. Sorry, Catherine. No, hand me the spanner. Okay. Yeah. Quick on your feet all of a sudden. You. Long time no see, Quanny. Look at me, I now have a gun. I made it so far. I'm back. Pato. Catherine. See your team leader after work for a ride-up. What? You let unauthorized person into the factory's most important landing zone. You're lucky you haven't been sacked. Funny, this isn't Pato's fault. It wasn't him who let me in. Good. Pato, bring Tommy and Dave with you to get written up. I don't see a single one of you trying to wiggle out of this. You, and the strange character from God knows where next to you. Come on. I'm the cool doctor, everybody knows me. I mean, if you insist. Active. I think we kind of skipped a few acts here. Sir, why is this place so quiet? Palace? What palace? You're facing the outer walls of the palace. Move aside, big heap of metal. You're blocking the sunlight. I'm facing nothing but an empty house. I'm the Steam Knight. I purge all evil and injustice. Young man, it's over, Forstone. No, it's not. Nor shall it ever be. So long as we still know what is right and what is wrong, so long as we never hesitate to make the right decision, it shall never be over. I made my way here precisely for that reason. I invite all men to join me. Even you have yet to relax your tightly clenched fist, am I right? Mia, our cover's blown. Too many hostiles. We could operate support 4 mercenary patrol teams head in our direction. We have to pass through the district to reach the Defense Forces command tower. And we've only just made it inside. Sarkas forces are way too quick to react. We're being ambushed. How's the backup route looking? Mercenaries have been lured to the frontier. No, that won't work. There's another squad coming up fast. Self-Salvation Corps has spotted them. What did they say? That I run in with the squad when they evacuated from Sardine. Say the Sarkas fight while they're inhuman. Oh boy. Vampires, man. Notify all units. The operation has been cancelled. Prepare to pull out immediately. Surely we have a great pull-out game. There's no time. Vampires fighters are moving way too fast. The Self-Salvation Corps has engaged them. Change of plans. Raiding the Self-Salvation Corps. That's what Woods Island is made for. Where's the Cortus? What Cortus? Don't play dumb with me. She's been with you a lot in the last couple days. No idea what you're talking about. I'm not talking, not even if you kill me. Another stubborn bunch. Right, he will get turned into a blood pulp. What's the bugs? Bloody! Hang in there, friend. Like information. Don't let the bugs on the ground separate you. Should I be concerned about the enemies you're gonna face? Defender, operators, cover our allies retreat. What's I and the Self-Salvation Corps came here together, and so we will leave together. Man, we are better than some police unit, huh? I guess not having this seems slightly annoying.
미끼는 정했어?
Ooh, I have new fancy thing. What the hell is... I cannot read it, but I can do. After deployment gives the target and surrounding friendly units a barrier that can absorb 1000 damage. Oh, that doesn't sound too shabby to me. How do we best set up our ranged units? We really want EXO out as quickly as possible for sure.
발밑을 봐봐.
The question is, I mean, we would kinda get everyone here a little bit. I guess I could stall with EXO and with EXO with probably with Xavier. Maybe we can make it work like this. I don't like those flying whatevers. Maybe get... maybe get you here then.
邊個敵人追我近，我嚟會下佢。
Oh yeah, White Corruption was also a thing.
冇嚇到跪低，都算你有啲骨氣。可惜就係得咁多。
What do I rather cover? Let's do it like this. Get some healing. Does Myrtle need healing? Probably not. I say then she might not survive with her self-healing. But hey, the corruption works for me too, so we love to see it. Could also put something like this down. I don't know what I ultimately would want. I mean, maybe it would be worthwhile to, once the corruption's gone again, to just put maybe Solide or someone like that for a little bit. But yeah, honestly I do like how the game just changes the factions up a little bit during the story, when it makes sense. Okay, I'm slightly concerned about my ex. Do it like this. I do very much enjoy the story so far of this chapter 2. Even if it's a bit slower. We did kinda end chapter 10 on, I would say, a high point climax. But I guess we're also gonna get back into the thick of things pretty quickly from the looks of it. And... This can also be wasted. I think we should be fine with our setup. I guess we could probably replace Myrtle at this point. No, that is a music concert now. But yeah, I can see how at least the normal stages right now are not the hardest with a team I'm running. I can understand why Massey kind of downsized his team. I'm not sure when he did it, if he did it from the start or something. We have a signal, Mia. Good. Casters, hold your shield with me. Everyone else, get to the corner. Sarkas casters waste their staffs together. We're summoning our blood demon. Monsters made of blood wash up from underground. The entire street opens its gaping maw beneath the soldiers. There's too many of them. Black lines cut through the flesh of the monsters, but even more rise again from the fallen, gnawing away at the arms, forming a defensive barrier. Fighters run for their lives, while the stench from the perilous jaws is never far behind. Finally they make it into another ally, and they find themselves face to face with an aura that is potent, pure and fearsome. Time stop aura, stop. Okay, he can just stop time. The bloody tide stops in its tracks. It was as though they went into an invisible wall when they rounded the corner. The maggot-shaped arts creations smashed themselves into pieces, leaving bloody trails on the ground. How nice. What I don't want to see that side, to be honest. I'm thankful we have no generic background for this. The empty street is completely silent. Casualties? We're fine. We got out quick enough. Now we've delayed the Sarkas, made things safer for Aladale and Siege. Thanks everyone, especially our Salvation Corps fans. Thank you for being willing to take this risk with us. Commander Clavisia calls Suicide our most important ally. We are always ready to do what we have to. Plus, if Wood Silent Operator here hadn't helped us, that vampire would have done all of us in a long time ago. No need to thank me. I've seen too much meaningless killing in Londinium. I must stop my compatriots who have gone too far. You cannot now just move away from this. I want to see Vampire Man. Sorry, Doctor. I thought I was coming home with you. I had a little fight with Kenny when I skipped out of the factory last year. I'll be already surrounded by a few men. A dozen big Pusin burgers surround you. I mean, some people would say that's hot. Probably not right now, but you know, their eyes are filled with suspicion. He glanced at the twills and spanners in their hands, then at thighs dressed like the workers, but here on his own. Seems like it was more than a little fight. I guess Kenny's still sore at me. Got no reason to be sore at a dead man. Didn't even know my only grandson was still alive till a minute ago. I wanted to send a message, but it was too risky. The Sarkas went to all communications into Highbury. I can't let the Sarkas tie you to Self-Salvation Corps. So you joined that band of crackpots. Londinium Citizen Self-Salvation Corps. We did a lot in Sardine, Quenny. The Sarkas control the media. They call us an unnamed violent gang. It wants to play up at the wall. You are not wrong, but we stopped them shooting their own citizens. It was the... I feel like both. I guess you go and fought bravely in the battle. Thanks, Doctor. I didn't know you had such high regard for my rope work. So you're here to blow up the armory? Of course not. What did you say to your Self-Salvation Corps friends? You're making weapons for the Sarkas to use against Victorians? No, Granny. What I told them was... Granny stands up to protect their livelihoods. I know you think I'm a threat with little more than a couple of silly twigs. I didn't come back to drag the workers into this. And I'm not here to try to convince you either. I have my goals, of course. It'd be brilliant if you're able to help me, but first, I just want to see that you're safe. Come here and let me have a look at you. Granny, you've put on a few inches spread. Yeah, I grew a little bit. It's not those bird boots, I swear. I'll have the goods soon. A suit of steam armor. How many men would kill to get one like it? Nobles of Lithanian love to flaunt such storied antiques. Oh, and do be sure to ask those Colombian firms as well. I'd be interested, even the tech is centuries old. Getting it out will be no trouble at all. What business do you think I'm running Londinium these days? The Psychers are a gang of raving psychopaths, and they alone can't rule Londinium. I have friends in the defense forces. They'll take care of it for me. I've heard it has a few external blemishes, however. I do hope that won't hurt the price. Why not cancel the deal if you're so worried about the price? Who's there? Don't worry, we just happen to be traveling the same way. Get this intruder out of here. See, where are my bodyguards? They're having a smoke break right now. I've asked them to take a short nap. Yeah, short smoke break. You can go and wake them once we finish our chat. All of them? Against us, one of you? One? Oh my no. Look behind you. Yippee, it's the whole gang. You. This is Londinium. I've got fans in high places. Huh? Where are they? Good tell. I better get down famously. Okay, don't know anything rational. Play nice with us and nobody has to get beat. Whatever siege says, you do. Otherwise, my claws won't be aimed at the wall next time. Alright, I understand. Seriously? I really got into it there. I learned it from you, Lord. Now then, let him go. He already pissed his pants. You can open your eyes and put your hands down now, Mr. Bada. They're not going to hurt you, at least not yet. What do you want? My arms are clear. Cancel the deal for the Clumberland steam armor. And you let me go if I agree? Yes. I'll make sure you keep your side of the bargain. Show Mr. Bada our map, Morgan. With pleasure. Marks on the map. Those are my warehouses. How do you know about them? Don't pay much attention when you're out and about. You shadowed me? Correct. Psychers cannot be bribed. If they learn that you smuggled so much contraband into Londinium through your connections, how helpful do you think your friend will be? Will he be in any position to protect you? They're considering tipping off the Psychers. That may well get us all killed, but you won't have to know anything if you continue to work with us. You have a choice. I understand your circumstances, and I appreciate the opportunity to work with you. You know, it's just some nice mutual agreements. Everyone will be happy, I swear. You'll be compensated fairly. Wait a second. What is your relationship to Eladil Cumberland? Are you an attendant? Can't imagine how Cumberland is in any position to hire one. Watch your mouth. The Cumberland serves Wiener, not the other way around. She's the daughter of a duke, you don't mean? No, I'm nobody. Lady Cumberland and I are converts, along with thousands of Londinians who long for peace. I do hope you're one of them, Mr. Bada. Act 4. We're almost at the end of this play for sure, right? I kind of would have liked to see more of this play, to be honest. It is an interesting way to retell the history. All those loyals to this land stand with me. The final battle against evil lies before us. Children, do you live here? Hide not in the corners and shadows, if you cannot hold a sword. There's more to being a warrior than simply holding a sword. Open your eyes. Watch. Listen. Think. Tell me, what is right, what is wrong, and what kind of life you wish to live. I march onwards, with you as my witnesses. Brilliant. Look how good Worf is, Lady Golding. How much she's grown. And to think he was a mischievous little beastling just 4 years ago. The power of education. Yes, I'm delighted. A handkerchief, Molly? Handkerchief? Oh, yes, I can say my clothes of tears in front of the children. Oh, I just can't stop crying. To think that Ralph and the other kids will be leaving school so soon. It's time for them to have a rest, and us too. Yes, the final scene. That's the best part. Who's clapping? You didn't invite anyone to the rehearsal today, did you? Teachers cast their glances toward the back of the classroom. A man in military attire claps slowly by the door. Ah, I see. What a splendid performance. Lieutenant Colonel Leto. I didn't think the commander of the Defense Forces would grace this classroom with his presence. Good afternoon, ladies. So,
박사,
all your pupils drafted for the war.
좀 도와줄래?
Yes.
자, 손 좀. 하이파이브.
Actually, how many?
진작에 뺐지.
We have 19 stages. And maybe next week we can beat this if I keep up the pace. I do. Man, I got so good. I want to know what happens. Oop. And we need to take Londinium back. I did not look at. Yeah, you do the modifiers matter. What are you doing here? I said as much. I'm here to enjoy the performance. Stay behind me, children. I mean, no offense, Lieutenant Colonel Leto, but you're not welcome here. No need to be so distant, Golding. I've always approved of your efforts. The more difficult at times, the more important education becomes. You're speaking as though you have nothing to do with these difficult times. You're always finely dressed, aren't you? No matter what at the times. Only difference is you have more and more medals on your collar now. I mean, I don't think you should be like that openly hostile to the man. I think the military commission govern Londinium is not an easy job. I've encountered my share of difficulties. But my love for the city has never changed. I'm just like you in that regard. I'm sure Tom the Cobbler agrees. Tom is a friend too. The memory of that incident pains me. He got drunk and babbled something about His Majesty and his Steam Knights. He could hardly even spell Sarkas. Right? Don't be loyal to your old king. He's still alive. Yippee! Life is about more than simply being alive. Are you accusing me of betraying Victoria, Golding? I respect your course, lady. But you're mistaken. I came here to take another look at this school, nothing more. It's unfortunate that you seem to have forgotten me, Miss Molly. Forgotten? I spent just as much time here as you have. I even remember the children who came with you. Unfortunately, I was no longer so free after my graduation from the military academy. Golding, you trusted me once. We discussed the history of Gaul, the eternal pillars of literature. That will do, Lieutenant Colonel Leto. I'm grateful to your father for sponsoring the school over the years. He made efforts to light a torch of wisdom, to drive out ignorance and chaos. I've once thought you like him, but you've extinguished the tiny spark with your own two hands. Is that so, Golding? Why do you think the school has survived this long? What? You don't even dare threaten us? I have no reason to threaten you. Certainly not with the children around. We're all remnants of Gaul, Miss Golding. We know the merciless devastation of war. There's nothing of countless lives, the destruction of human progress towards wisdom. I don't want Londinium to be the next Lingonus, nor do I want to see the wonderful play that I just witnessed disappear forever. This is the burden that I have chosen to bear. I cannot endorse your views. The Royal Opera House of Lingonus has long since been reduced to ash, but Old Triumph continues to be performed around the world. Victory for the pen. Buildings tall and metal giants vast, but we created within never dies. It's our knowledge, our culture, our hope. The darker the clouds of war, the more important it is that we hold on to our beliefs. Lust and beauty, remind ourselves what separates us from the animals. You believe you can win a conflict like this? What you represent, fear, power, violence. These things can keep everyone suppressed forever. I must believe. I can only believe. As long as there's light, we'll follow it. Man, I guess we're gonna fly too close to the sun. I envy you then, Miss Golding. Look up at the dark clouds above you. A storm is coming. There's still time before the thunderbolts fall. We have a choice. I hope to see the conclusion of the play someday. Yeah, not ominous at all. Commander of the Defense Force doesn't not linger on the streets after leaving the school. Came alone, but none of his men in the vicinity. She must find Adams and get the news out. No matter how miserable the commander looked, there must be a reason why he came to the school. While he does not know, neither do the children, but Golding does. That's only a few Sarkas, man. Why there are so many Sarkas? Path to the bookstore is a familiar one. I've threaded countless times in the past 2 years. Maybe you're falling for his trap and you were shadowed. But today the path seems much longer than she remembers. She cannot see the end of it. She remembers the day that the Sarkas came. Can she truly change? I must believe. I must. Here sees the Golding by the throat. He feels as though she's about to throw up. She turns and flees. Vance, Patty, the kids, Nan. Oh, it's shape-shifting time. That is not good. No, not Molly! You need not have bothered yourself with a task as simple as this, sir. Then you should have arrested Miss Golding, little. That's what Manfred would have done. And whether I wouldn't have left a soul in the school alive. Okay, I mean, see, this man at least has some principles and won't slaughter some innocent children. I know you're not Sarkas. You want to save one final shred of dignity for yourself. For the defense forces, for the people of the city. But you believe this is safer. Why you? Vance, Paddy, I hope the children are safe. I'm scared, Lieutenant Colonel. Scared that people like you and the Sarkas may hurt the children. Scared that children could grow up to be like you. You sound as like our unconscious guest here. Yes, we are feeling. She cares about those young Victorians more than she cares about herself. You can feel it. I find it difficult to understand. Especially since it does not arise from ties of blood. I mean, she has basically also been raising them. I know, very difficult concept to grasp. Sir, find you interesting. Will you understand ourselves? Understand the Sarkas better? You want answers about what? You did not seem the kind of person who curious about the Sarkas, little. My apologies, sir. Mission always comes first. Take Miss Molly back, Lieutenant Colonel. Watch her closely. You will stay by Miss Golding's side and get intelligence for the coming war. Yes, sir. What's the matter, sir? Someone has discovered us. So did I call the man? No need. We can stop him. He has learned much from Faricia. We will have an interesting conversation. Molly. Did anything happen while I was away? No, Vance and Patty were scared. Often other kids took the little ones to get some rest. Good, I've been thinking. Children will enjoy the play, won't they? Or hard work will mean something. What are you talking about? Oh, nothing. Don't mind the commander of the defense forces, Miss Golding. I'm not feeling well. I need some rest. Sorry, Molly. Could you clean up? Sure. There should be an end to the play. The steam knights arrived at the palace. Children will perform the final scene in a few days, won't they? Absolutely. And then everything will go to shit. There sure are lots of possibilities, so long as the conclusion of the story hasn't yet been told. But even a play that's been performed can be changed. People always look for the latest. You've been watching for a long time, haven't you? The stage is right here. Why don't we start from the beginning, from Act 1? Everyone dreams about how things would have been. None of this had happened. What ifs mean nothing. But if there's even a remote possibility, why don't you join us on stage, sir? I think he will. Good morning, sir. There's a look of concern on your face. Is something worrying you? The horn of victory has blown atop the walls of 3 days and nights. But why do I feel uneasy? Is our creature not returned triumphant? Where's his bravery and fearlessness? Bravery, fearlessness, perhaps. Call to arms united our spirit, but the price was wound and hate. You should have served the king, but you gave your loyalty to a thief. The mysterious spectator takes a step forward, his gaze moving from his counterpart to the distance. He is not building up tension, but recalling memories of another battlefield. Memories that have been dormant for too long. It's not a king that I serve, but honesty and courage. Destruction awaits if you stay on this path. Yeah, war be like that. Destruction of the individual is nothing compared to having to watch a tyrant bring this country to ruin. How do you know her end, sir? I can predict her end, as I know her beginning. How could you reminiscence about the past, young as you are? Who can keep the sun from setting? Such desires are the greatest greed. Mine still be yearn for mortality. That is the human way. I've seen countless acts of madness performed in the name of preserving this glory, turn to banditry or fight amongst themselves, ultimately accelerating the decay of this country. Molly turns around on stage, takes a few steps, then turns back, hiding her face in the shadows. But her counterpart speaks first, expression is calm, like water undisturbed. He shifts her sands and crosses them. They will not admit that those who fall try to cling to the sunlight, but grasp only lightning. Must they accept their fall? They can choose to not look back at the peak. If they would turn their gaze around, they would realize that there is no abyss lying before them, but fertile earth in which infinite possibilities lies. Say the abyss can be conquered? You do not know the truth of the abyss, nor do you understand that time is short. The abyss lies before us. We can fill it with flesh and burn the remnants with blood, even behind wide open fields for those who come after. Only when the ashes of old are blown away can a new crop grow on the field to feed the next generation. And okay, that is a great scene to parallel the buff stage play the kids did on their own back then. Also, might be kinda awkward to have Lucas in my setup, huh? But hey, if I do have him here, it means he will be a good guy in the future.
인기는 정했어?
냄새가 강해.
Sarkas with a god. Okay, you having range to this kinda annoying. We want a healer there for sure.
오늘도 잘 부탁해.
That's not a healer though. Actually, I might need to do this, which is annoying. Yeah, don't, fuck. I should not have waited. Now that's even more annoying. I still think I would like you be kind up front. But yeah, let's... I have some healing around here.
눈 크게 뜨고 있으려는.
발밑에 봐봐.
And theory in the future.
말하기 좀 그런데 내가 일으킨 트러블은 나밖에 수습 못해.
Oh, that corruption's gonna be rough.
지금부터 싸우면 어차피 죽을 거라면 김정부를 삼아주겠어. 다음에는 트위치로의 비행 추진 장치를 달아볼까?
I also just saw 121 enemies? I guess this will give me plenty of time. But yeah, I you know, it feels strange having like, in a sense, a unit before they actually introduced in the story. I did know that he is like Sarkas, but I'm kind of looking forward to also get now more Locus lore in a sense, just because he's part of my setup for so long.
여기 경치 좋다.
I mean, I spent like $30 on this man. He better be great.
사과야, 오늘도 잘 부탁해.
공포는 숨길 수 없어.
黄昏の楽園に私は君臨し続ける。次は
I think healing is also nice.
적용합니다.
Did not have range there. Guess we can just put more here. That's kinda it anyways.
사과야, 오늘도 잘 부탁해.
Yeah, we can kinda out damage all the mechanics for sure.
여기서 기다리지. 희미하게 빛나는 샛별. 지식을 깨달음을지어다.
I guess we can also replace Myrtle for sure at this point. Do I rather have just more healing?
邊度嘅戰場最兇險？我嚟頂上去。
Hey, rock'n'roll!
Hey, my... Oh, that's... I see, I guess it is Sasade doing a thing. Okay, I wanna see this.
너무 기다리게 하지 마. 절망을
What is damage over time if you can just out heal it? Exactly.
힘들어. 박사, 졸린데 이제
I took-
돌아가도 돼?
Right, it's time to see, I guess, this chapter's gimmick. Twix that Quave produces What Eaters when destroyed or at the end of the stage. Sounds nice. What are these?
귀찮은데.
And I think you can kinda see the difference of like year one operators quality for their chippy and like newer units for sure though. Harmful effects detected. Interesting treatment program. Scanning complete. The twigs that Quave have polluted the nearby ground, causing continuous damage to nearby operators. Operators fighting on the ground will take more damage. I'll take care of it. Caution. Target structure is complex and attacking may have unpredictable results. Well,
기술을 쓰면
I do have some good healing.
네 녀석이 죽고 사는 건 내가 정한다.
It's attacking. It's some sort of Saka's art. The necrosis inflicts prevented the use of skills when it accumulates. Oh, that is annoying. Also causes continuous arts damage. Let's finish this quickly.
적의 시야에는 아무것도 없을 거야.
네 녀석이 죽고 사는 건 내가 정한다.
의뢰 프로세스 개시하겠습니다.
And then we have the What Eater. The more enemies defeated, the higher its HP, attack, and defense when spawned from the Twisted Grave. So you kinda really want to rush those things. Releases corruption, causes it.
난 적이 보이지만 저들은
It turned into a monster, but looks pretty weak. Also sorcery absorbs the strength of fallen allies. The more of its allies fall in battle, the more power it absorbs, increasing its strength. It will be as strong as if its all its allies are defeated. Support squad has survived. Please instruct us to whether to prioritize its destruction or reinforce the defense. I do feel like.
무기는 손질했어.
Would I rather? You have like 353 attack. How much attack do you have? I guess this is your job now. I think she also has AoE though, but
뿐이랍니다. 내 역할은 칼을 너무
I feel like cutting the tree early seems sensible.
네 녀석이 죽고 사는 건 내가 정한다.
해볼까? 얼마든지 뒤돌아보고.
Since I might not even have wanted. We're not cutting the tree early, I feel like.
당신을 불살라버릴 겁니다.
내 무기는 아무나 다룰 수 있는 게 아니야.
박사 말대로 할게. 발사! 적의 시야에는 아무것도 없을 거야.
But yeah, I do get the mechanic. It should be pretty straightforward.
네 녀석이 죽고 사는 건 내가 정한다.
기술을 쓰는
But yeah, this man does not have spooky stats for sure. I wonder if it's like scale of percentage of enemies defeated or overall enemies defeated, because on some stages if we get 100 enemies again, that might be kinda very spooky. Not gonna lie. There goes more of my precious sanity. More twigs will appear and Aladale's Guard cannot be used. It's not like I've been using Aladale's Guard game. We're going straight into mission. It's refreshing.
설명도 받지 않겠어.
That is
흔들리고 있어.
kinda ugly. I don't know how we actually will deal with those things, do we?
내 널
Thank you for your service.
듣고 있어.
Where do I want my myrtle to be? I have no idea, man.
너무 기다리게 하지 마. 누군가 알아채기 전에 네 시체를 어둠 속에 묻어줄게.
사과야. 오늘도
That's also a question where I would want. Let's get you here.
말하기 좀
So at least we're still, everyone should get combined too.
못해.
And an early tree death.
로큰롤.
Can I guess if I put, can I actually, I can put you here. We can work on those trees this way.
다음에는 필요해.
That was too early to put it down. That's my bad.
뭘 해야
Where's the
하는지
streamman going?
생각해봐.
You're not supposed to go. I guess we can do this. I guess we kinda would want to set up our main defense. I guess we can put you higher. To be in this corner just.
엘레지가 들린 경기에 세워진 표시. 종을 바로잡아라.
Come on, Ines, you don't, oh, you did not got this. It's, you all, oh, fuck me, okay. Please, for the love of God. I mean, that kind of works out then. That kind of works out.
摸黑到跪低。
I don't need you here either anymore. You think she would be safe here? It's a bit spooky in that corner still. Oh, okay, I feel like what would be balling would be an actual other healer. She might actually not make it. I have a my goldfish. Okay, nah. I guess I've decided we're gonna plop you down. Oh yeah, still not too bad overall. Even with some extra tweaks. Okay, can we actually interrupt your cast? We can. That's neat. But honestly, Project Vet is like still so useful for even just being a 5-star.
有我喺度，我要揾嘅唔係你。
I mean, Myrtle is also like the most amazing 4-star to ever exist. But I'm also amazed that I feel like Project Vet has been always still consistently useful. You saw it, Morgan. The guys at the warehouse were so nervous that they didn't even see me coming. Alright, you win today. Take your jerky. Beef jerky. Needn't be cross. Next time you can come with me and lose us to keep guard. They're staring at us. Who? What are you staring? What's this about? Get out of the way already. I need a thing from the kitchen. Thirsty after all that work. Shouldn't have done that. They are kinda meddling with things that they really don't need to meddle with. You mean lure away the Sarkaz patrol, giving your people a chance to escape the warehouse? Yes. Funny way to say thank you? Or did I hear you wrong? Our comrades in Sedina are grateful and so are we. The mission went well. But why did you have to burn the warehouse? It belonged to a Victorian merchant, not a Sarkaz. Sarkaz were just occupying it. Those old cats are as cowardly as they are greedy. You want to help the Sarkaz? I'm happy to make them suffer for it. You do understand that you're just throwing them into the arms of the Sarkaz? Even better, more than just warehouses to burn for those traitors. That's gangster talk, not a way of the Self-Salvation Corps. You are allied with a gang too right now, I guess. You still insist on working with these people, Lady Isabel? My name is Doctor here. Don't that name me. Just ladies. Doctor, my lady Aladale introduced you to Her Highness just before. It told you on day one that it was a Glasgow gang working with the corps, not Her Highness Alexandrina and the Knight of the Tower. We really want to see Hoodlum lead us, even take the phone. Watch as what Brains gives you the right to say that about Vina. It's all back in its place, Morgan. We're on their ground. One of us would rather follow you in Cumberland. Stuff it. I mean, you said your piece. As long as we still stand together, you should not speak ill of our fellows. Sorry, I spoke out of turn. You shouldn't have stopped me. That you make a mess for Vina to clean up. Not to mention a bunny and a doctor on Woods Island. Next time, think about your company before you lose your head. I thought the day would come that you be the one talking to me about losing my head. Gotta change and adapt to the environment. Look how Doctor's doing. Don't say that, it feels weird. You think I wanna congratulate you? Living your way doesn't feel too nice. There's one thing the past couple days have taught me, Morgan. You have to adapt to keep up with Vina. Yeah, you're jerky. Neither of us won the day. Keep it. I've got no appetite. Been thinking, Hannah. Is this the kind of life that Vina wants? And when the nobles and merchants give her the respect she deserves? You're not thinking from the right angle. You realize Venus is a good leader, and the respect Vina gets, she would have earned herself. She does look like leader material from everything she does. You know, she's still down to earth and everything, which is great for a monarch, actually. Oh, Lady Oladale, finally. Sorry, I've been busy. I heard we were looking for a buyer for the steam armor. The news reached you quickly. Only rumors, only rumors. A friend mentioned that a suit of steam armor from Londinium might appear on the market. But the transaction fell through at the last minute. I see. I would not recommend that you sell something so valuable too easily. It's hard to get a good price under current market conditions. Thank you for the advice. Just trying to do something useful with what little assets my family has left. I understand. What little money we have means nothing to the Sarkas. Has the banquet not yet started? Doesn't need to wait for me. We can't have that now. We've been in the power of Central Londinium for ages. It's all thanks to you that we are alive today. How is one even supposed to negotiate with a bunch of lunatics who don't care about money? You flatter me, sir. Just a nobody who spoke up a few times at the unjust treatment that those like you have received. No, don't say that. House Cumberland will undoubtedly rise again under your leadership. It will, together with the Aslan Queen. Yes, the past is the past now. Londinium knows peace again. Not to say that she's not at peace right now, of course. In any case, House Cumberland will have our gratitude. Lieutenant Colonel Latour is here. We salute you. Yippee! It's an honor, Lieutenant Colonel. You have not graced us with your presence for many nights. He is busy with, making sure nothing too bad happens. I'm most grateful for your efforts to keep the peace. I've come into a few bottles of excellent wine. May not have been so impressive in the old days, but in times like these they are a rarity. I've my butler bring them to your residence. Ladies and gentlemen, there'll be no more banquets from this day forth. The Military Commission will be interviewing you soon. Good luck. Huh? Wait, no. What do you mean? Lieutenant Colonel Latour. Lieutenant Colonel Latour! Lady Oladale, must speak to Lieutenant Colonel. This is serious. People will die. I think he is also not happy about it, to be honest. Lieutenant Colonel, please don't go. Miss, this is... The Sarkas have been building their time. They let these fools swallow in luxury in order to keep the dukes from coming together. There's nothing any given duke would like more than to become the master of Victoria. At the center of Victorian high society is Londinium. Whoever makes an enemy of Londinium nobility makes an enemy of the entire state. Such an offense against Victoria would have forced the dukes to put aside individual interests and join forces to march on Londinium. But the Sarkas don't care anymore. They've achieved their goal. Some think what befell Londinium the past few years is a disaster, but now the real thing starts. War has truly come. It's time for some nice storms. What about us then? Would you talk to Lieutenant Colonel Latour as the noble suggested you might? They called me Pillar, but whom amongst them set foot in Cumberland Manor before the Sarkas took control of Londinium? Which of the Duke's true friends participated in these pretentious banquets? I'm simply a figurehead for nobles who like chips on their side, not those who are trying to protect themselves. We flock to the Cumberland banner, so Cumberland may take the fall for them. So what do you mean is... Let's go, Ailshi. Inform our Self-Salvation Corps and Wood's Islander friends to locate the Ducal Manor immediately. It is no longer safe. We'll take one last look at our ancestral home. Oladale? You are? A letter from the Duke. A few days in Achterich, then Highbury. Look at all those factories and houses packed tight together. Never seen a place so cramped. I do know that she gets an operator. I did use her in the mandate a little bit. It's interesting to see, you know, where the characters actually come from. Can we go back to Central Londinium after this mission, Captain? And do what? I don't know what Manfred was thinking. Hiring kids like you who've barely taken a life before. But she has the magic. And she has a cute purse. That's what matters. I'm not a kid. I did a lot of jobs back in Columbia with Quim when he was still around. Quim, I've babysit now because he got himself killed in Sardine. I should have taken his head and nabbed at the bounty beforehand. Weren't you friends? It's not my job to teach you how to be a mercenary, kid. But it is yours to read a map. Where do we go next? Munitions Factory number 11 is just ahead. General Manfred gave us a pretty long list. These are all older workers who know something, right? Just taking some with no witnesses and kill them. That's how your factory stopped working. I would kill everyone in the factory if it were up to me. That's undoubtedly how they stopped working. All that crap about killing only the ones who know anything. Does he have any idea how much trouble it is? He's the boss. Whatever. Put away the list and let's go. Well, it's gonna be an interesting meeting. Feist. Pato. It's been a year. I miss you. Sorry, I should have tried to send word. Never mind that. I'm so glad to see you. For the past year I've been telling everyone that you definitely come back alive. At least I hope that somebody owes you a nice pint of beer or something. Remember that vent over there? There's a bit of a platform outside the other end of it. 4 years ago you said you would jump off it and onto the factory next door. We are scared out of our minds. It was what? More than 30 meters off the ground? Fall? And you'd be dead for sure. But you dared to jump. And then Tommy jumped. They jumped. And in the end, I jumped too. Whenever they ask me if I think you're dead, I tell them to look up at the vent. We weren't afraid of anything, were we? So these are your Salvation Corps friends. Hi, actually, Volts Island. You wanna buy some drugs? Looks well read to me. Thank you. I've read a whole book this year. I hear there were all kinds in the corps. Guess the rumors are true. The doctor's definitely well read. Part of the corps. You have partners? That's sounding more like the real deal, isn't it? So, why have you come back? Anything I can help with? Pato? Catherine, I'm sorry. Get back to work. Yes, ma'am. Pfizer's back, isn't he? He's not going anywhere. About that. Don't you worry about him right now. As for your friend, we should talk somewhere else. Don't blame Catherine Feist. She's been protecting us from the Sarkas for the past year. It's thanks to her that we haven't lost anybody. There was one time when things got really bad. She called on the lead of the defense force to mediate. While the Sarkas have been putting more pressure on us, on Catherine. I know, Pato. I don't blame Quanny one bit. When I joined the corps and fully understood what I was facing, I knew what a difficult decision Quanny had to make. Alright, talk. What did you come back for? Looking for something. Something? Yes, a hidden Sarka supply line that isn't fueling them at war. Yes, sir, the line ends here in the industrial district. We need to find it. Why says no one knows the district better? No one does know the district better than you, Quanny. I'm sure you can help. That's why I came to you. Flatter me won't do you any good. We just need a clue. Yes, you won't cause any trouble for the factory. How do you think I would help you? Maybe I already told Pato to call Zyka's mercenaries. If that's the case, I'll have to flee with the others. Tell me, how many died in that incident you caused in Sardine? Do you remember their names, their faces? Do you remember what they looked like when they died? Their last words? I think he remembers. Don't rush your answer, Feist. Don't try to bluff your way through it. I don't know what this doctor of yours thinks, but I know you. You think you're smart. Being smart is enough to fool death. Kathleen, a bunch of stalkers have showed up at the door. We need to get out of here. They say Lieutenant Colonel Leto, a defense officer, wants to see you. You're to be escorted. What? George, watch these two and make sure they stay put. Care for a smoke? Don't bother trying to butter me up. Lieutenant Colonel Leto wants to see me? Yes. We're meeting our targets. Nothing for him to worry about. Whatever. He wants to see you. Come with us. Give me a minute. I have something to take care of first. You're not asking, old bag. Okay, that's rude. At least call her a hag, but a bag? I have to put someone in charge. This is very sudden after all. Can wait a little bit, can't we? I don't think a channel wants a scene. You have 10 minutes. Good enough. Penny, why are they looking for you? None of your business. But shut up and come with me. See, she is helping us. She is the nice. I think we can start one depending on how long the prologue is. I might just end basically after the story before the station do the stage on Thursday. And kinda do won't end stream on time today. But I also want to get to the story, because the story is good. I mean, I guess it's easier for like a game that is so long running to end up with good story, but even what I've seen from other gacha games, this is probably one of the best gacha game stories. Limbus is up there. I guess Geeky's story is pretty good, I would say. But yeah, Feist thought he was getting a talking to. He was ready, thinking about what he could say to move the heart of the stubborn old worker before him. Catherine has seen too much. Her temper's harder than the machines in the factory. His cleverness of words has never been of any use before Catherine. A fierce gaze sees through all, turning his witch to mush. Feist feels a familiar sense of helplessness. He always turns back into a little boy before his grandmother. Clumsy, excitable, prone to saying something he instantly regrets. He can only wait for his grandmother to speak up. I mean, fair. I mean, you know, you never disrespect your grandmother. Catherine says nothing. She leads Feist down a long path. When they finally stop, he glances at her expression and surprisingly sees no hint of anger. What's up ahead? Nothing. I remember this workshop. You used to come here by yourself. Why is the production line empty though? What do you think this place was? Old workers wouldn't say, but Pato made a bet with Day that it's the secret workshop where they used to build steam armor. Well, Pato, he won the bet. So this is really the steam armor? No, I don't understand. I followed you down this path a few times. I heard the machines running and the conveyor belt moving. They still run. If someone hits the switch. Why was it abandoned? Because the steam lights disappeared? No, without orders, these machines are too dear to be left idle. Why indeed? The aging worker pats the machine as though she was asking the cold metal. Feist realizes that all the machines are spotless, with never a speck of dust on them. It is so time has stopped in the secret workshop. Do you know if I'm the only one who came here? Pam, Mike, Franson, you should have been standing there. And Harvey, you'll be responsible for watching the Fosters. When the production line moves the spawn, I guarantee you've never heard a song quite like it. Harvey, isn't that Dad's name? Yes. Your dad was the smartest worker in the entire city. He came up with all sorts of crazy ideas. And you're just like him. I've only seen him in photos. I wish you could have seen him in the flesh. You're like him. Too much so, at times. He's getting into trouble. Look at him. Also just realized he has cute metal crap on his arm. Yippee! I do love this. Harvey was an expert in steam engines. He was like an engine himself, going so fast I couldn't keep up. I should have kept up. Didn't Dad go missing after getting caught in some business on the streets? That's what he said whenever I asked. Some business. If what happened 26 years ago could be called as much. 26 years ago, didn't His Majesty? Yes. Londinium fell into chaos overnight. Nobles were at each other's throats, and the dukes led the way. Lots of factories got hit, especially military ones making steam armor. We were forced to stop work. Harvey, he was young then, almost the same age as you now. He loved the factory, he loved the city. He left the factory with the other workers who would test against the nobles. He wanted the dukes to hear the voices of the workers and protect our livelihood. Naive, wasn't he? I think back to it. On quiet nights? Was it a cold one in December? Was his blood warm when it came out of his chest? Dad did it for his ideals. You wanted to see how noble it is to sacrifice for your ideals? Yeah, you know, and the whole scheme of things, kinda also worthless way to die. Sadly. But it is what it is. Leaders of your Salvation Corps and a doctor of yours, is that what they say when they mourn their dead friends? I still miss them. It's what Commander Cloris would say. As for the doctor. The doctor is more quiet than usual at times like those, but I can feel the pure, heartfelt sincerity. The dead are in no position to appreciate their greatness. As for the ones they leave behind, these words of consolation are like cigarette smoke, slightly fluffy, comforting for a moment, but when it leaves your lungs, he takes a breath, a pause, and breathes out again. The temperature is not low enough to leave a white fog. Only one thing is for certain. 41 workers walked into the largest street in Central Londinium on that night, 26 years ago. None came back. Man, probably killed one of the smartest engineers that night. Yippee! No, you really should not go protest during almost war times. Nothing changed about the city. The nobles, the wealthy, they pretend nothing happened. But this workshop would never be the same again. I guess it also kinda illustrates why Catherine is like so reluctant to actually step up against the sagas. I mean, if you see your son lost like that, then yeah, I understand it, and she has made, I guess, a great job of keeping everyone safe at least. I'm told to train another group of workers as good as them Feist. Should have taken over for me, or we should have been the one to teach you all you knew. Benny, believe it or not, I've never blamed Harvey, I've never blamed you. But think about it carefully. You should have thought about it carefully when you tried to lead Pato and the others into your rebellion. If you survive this war, but the others don't, will you be like me, bored of grief and regret night after night, leaning over machines with no one to use them? I didn't understand your decision a few years ago, Granny. But now, when I think back to that day, and try to put myself in your shoes, it would have taken me a long time to make that decision. You're right, being smart isn't enough to fool death. But compromise and subservience won't get a job done either. Catherine takes a tag on her cigarette and says nothing. I can say I thought it is through. I can't guarantee we'll be able to drive out the suckers. I've been feeling the weight on my shoulders ever since Woods Island told us that we didn't have much time. I'm afraid I'll do something stupid again. But I can't stop here. Otherwise, I'll never be able to face Johnny, Gabby, and the Salvation Corps fighters who gave their lives. Too young, too naive, little brat. You there, Doctor? You look like you've got a grip of yourself, unlike this boy. I have no memories. I don't know what I'm doing. I'm just winging it. I know I'm good at math. I know I understand walks. I might be autistic or something. But sure. Would you kindly take care of him? I do my best. There's a hidden compartment in the third drawer of my desk. What? Psychers are watching closely. There's no place for you here. Read it and get out. Don't bring trouble to anyone else. Thanks, Granny. Catch a glimpse of Catherine's expression as he passes by you. Sovereign gratification. Let's take a look, Doctor. Granny's room is over here. Do you have the goods? All here. How's Mr. Bader? I heard he's ill. Anyways, it's all here. Our business is concluded. Good. Please pass on my gratitude. It's fine. One after another, heavily armed mercenaries emerge from the warehouse. The leader walks towards the Salvation Corps and extends the hand, not holding a weapon. Ooh. I forgot his name, but he is also an operator. Yeah, I forgot your name, I'm sorry. Are you our new employer? I'm Totter. He says it for me. Thank you, Totter. Hello, Totter. Thank you for making the trip. The container was a little stuffy. Wonder it's much different out here. Welcome to Londinium. Okay, mate, take our new friends to the base. Watch out for Sarkaz patrols. Yes, ma'am. Come with us. The scales tip ever so slightly in our favor. We don't have much time left, Clavisia. We'll begin calling the nobles. Barricaded the Durka residence and moved to hideout Beta. We're just better concealed. It's safe for now, but I'm not sure for how long. The number of Psychers in the city is increasing. It's like we are ready for war. Work of the forces will return in 3 days. The Nachtseher King, the terrible corpse eater. Mia told me about his powers. He eats war, turning the battlefield into part of himself simply by standing on it. How do we defeat the battlefield itself? Explosions? The Duke's fleets must be united to win. Our soldiers have to avoid him. That's why we need to move before he returns. They're living legends. The Sarkaz Royal Court. If they truly plan to suppress the entire city, over the heads of Lieutenant Colonel Leto and the defense forces. You're good at math, Clavisia. What are the chances we triumph over these terrible legends? Very good then. Salvation Corps didn't come this far by crunching numbers. The fighters are doing their best. Whatever may come, at least our hearts are won. Aren't they, Aladir? Huh. Oh yes, of course. What are you thinking about? I'm thinking. I hope tomorrow goes as well as these past few days have. I mean, yeah, I get it. Well, it has been a couple of wins for the resistance. Don't you think they've been going a little too smoothly lately? That's a good thing, innit? I think don't happen on their own. I agree with Wiener. You get lucky once, sure, but not every time. Hey, those men have been loitering for a while. The man on the corner glances at them briefly. He should not have been able to see so deep into the alley, but he suddenly pulls his gaze and briskly walks away with his head lowered. Doctor! Yes? Tell Aladale, tell the corps to circulate the warehouse district immediately. Yes, Siege. You want to know why? You're being watched. No time to explain. Lecter, Infa, Morgan, proceed with the plan. Oh. Is everyone out? I don't know. But no, talk later. At least they are prepared for a situation like this. But yeah, like I said, I think I will just stop here, then we do this stage and the story afterwards on Thursday. Oop. Let's see if anybody I know is streaming, but it's not really the greatest hours for that. We tomorrow will play with Musty and Olsey, and then just Witcher next, and then Thursday we play more of this Dormy, so we can get to that. I do very much at least want to catch up with the story before Chapter 17 releases, which I think they announced that it releases for the Chinese server on like, was it 7th of April, 17th of April? It will release for them like next month, right? So basically half a year I have till there. Maybe it's doable. We will see. I hope so. Is there anyone good? Honestly, since I will just end it without waiting then. Have a nice evening and bye bye.